All right, good morning, everybody. If you can hear me and if this sounds okay audio-wise, hit that number 1, please. And if you can hear me and if the mic sounds good, hit that number 1. Matt, Jocko. Uh-oh. Matt, Jocko, Maddie. I like to get at least 5 ones before I have any degree of confidence. Again, if you could hit the number 1, if I sound okay audio-wise, that would be okay. Oh, this may be a short-lived stream. Is anybody even here? Hello? What is going on here? Either something is broken or the sound is bad or nobody's here. Okay, there we got some more ones. All right. Okay. All right, thank you, everybody. Good. Very quickly, for those that watch in the archive, thank you very much. But to be very upfront, if you want to have something to continue to watch in the archive, this is totally viewer supported, and the best way to support it is to save yourself some money by using code CLAY. So yes, any of these prop firms, whatever promotions they are currently running, code CLAY, which is case sensitive, so it's got to be all caps. But using that will save yourself some money and support the stream at the same time. So a true win-win situation where you save yourself money and help support the stream and ensure that you have something to continue to watch in the archive. Everybody that is here live right now, thank you very much. You guys and gals and furries are the reason why not only is the stream ad-free, but why the stream continues day in and day out. So thank you for using code CLAY. It is making a very practical difference. All right. Okay, now nobody get excited with what you see on the screen because we have to have a talk. We need an 11 a.m. talk. Unfortunately, this is one of those unfortunately 11 a.m. talks. I think there's some good lessons in it, some good reminders, but yeah. So at 11, I don't think I'll forget, but at 11, remind me, we got to talk. So anyways, I hope you're having a better, when I say day, I actually also include yesterday's like Asia session because holy smokes was it volatile last night too. And mini spoiler alert, that's where things maybe did not go so well. But yeah, hopefully everybody is doing all right from yesterday's after hour session, evening session to today. It's been another wild ride. I have zero complaints in terms of movement. I will take this movement that we've had this week compared to last week's movement any day of the week. I mean, people are falling asleep because things weren't moving that much, but that is not the... Okay, Zooks, did you just show up? I'm very touchy right now, Zooks. Are you trying to rage bait me right now with that comment? Or did you literally just show up and say that? Because I started things off saying don't get excited by what you see on the screen. So, Zooks, you're either rage baiting me or you just showed up. Which one is it? And this will determine if I send you on vacation or not for the day. Please. Okay. Okay, so you showed up a little bit late. Fair enough. I just full disclosure, I am very touchy right now. So I am in the mood to send people on all expense trade played vacation. So if you don't mind not rage baiting right now, that would be appreciated. Because it would, let me put it this way, it would take zero skill to rage bait me as things stand right now. Yeah, just if you don't mind. When I'm in a better mood, yeah, rage baiting is probably a little bit funnier, but unfortunately, I'm not exactly in one of those moods as of now. But so yeah, at 11 a.m., remind me, we'll talk, and we'll go over some things that I didn't necessarily learn, but I apparently need to be reminded of, and we'll see what happens. But we'll see what we can do. And again, Zooks, it's not even a good tooth. What you see here is not even good, okay? So Zooks, just calm your sweet little heart down, okay? Go eat a can of SpaghettiOs. Yell at your mother, Mom, I want some SpaghettiOs. Maybe she'll even put some meatballs in them for you. But just calm your sweet, innocent little heart, okay? It's not, what you see on the screen is still not good, okay? It is still not good. Well, I want to say maybe this is some sort of bottom, but at this point, I've said that mentally about 40 times today, and it just keeps dropping lower and lower. So, yeah, maybe this is finally the true part, or the true bottom where it gets a bigger bounce, With that said, even these bounces here, I mean, are like still 50 plus point bounces. So that is true. I blew 250K accounts last night. Yeah, last night was something else. Um, again, I'm not complaining. Let me tell you this. I wish every session was like last night. It felt like the market was open. I don't know if it was. Okay, an exaggeration might be it felt like the opening bell at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, but it totally felt like 9:45, 10 a.m. Eastern. But hey, good morning, Ronnie. But yeah, how are all your days going so far? Green, red, terrible, great, blue an account, passed an account, qualified for a payout, had a payout, lost the payout, blew the account. Hopefully nobody answers it that way. But yeah, how are your days going? Red, blue, two evals. Asian market opens up at 8 p.m. Eastern. Teeny tiny green, green just a little. Yeah, today, oh my goodness. Today has been the menu item of choice has been hammer candles. This hammer candle right there, I can see people getting bullish. Nope. Right there, getting bullish. And then they see that one. It's probably recency effect. No, I'm not playing this one. And then that's the one that finally produces a bounce. Okay, let me play this hammer candle now. It looks like hammers are back to working. Nope. I mean, just, oh, savagery everywhere. Everywhere. This move right here might have been the most savage of the day. Because if you look at the chart when it looked like this, I can see people saying, okay, crazy move down, crazy move back up, crazy move back. Oh, okay. All right, we're fine. Look at these lower shadows, hammer. Okay, looking like consolidating. Oh no. Oh no. All right, maybe I was wrong because we're showing red. Oh, wait, look at that quick turnaround. Not only did this candle not keep going down, it actually turned around. And not only did it turn around, it actually broke these highs. Okay, the bulls are back. Whoop. I mean, just, yeah. So, worst day ever, down 950K. Green just went short. So, yeah, I want to say this is potentially some sort of bottom here, but I'm still actually quite nervous to play it long. But not that I'm really doing anything rationally, anyways, today. So, yeah. The goal, again, I'll get more into it at 11. But the goal today is just to kind of clear out my system because the system is definitely a little bit cluttered right now. And I don't mean like the system as in I don't need to go eat some fiber or something like that. I don't need to go eat prunes or prune juice. I'm not saying that system. I'm saying more so my mental system. Just in case anybody needed clarity. I need some mental prunes. So there we go. I need some mental prune juice. And today is a mental prune juice way. I need to flush out the mental system. So 21 EMA has been holding pretty well. You can see right there. Hasn't really been tested since then, but yeah. Somebody knocked on the door. I'm not crazy. I definitely heard somebody knock on the door. No, Faye, I'm working. Or Kit, sorry. Bear with, give me a second here. Copy trading. Okay. This could either be a good or bad message. Copy trading 5 pro accounts in TPT has been changing for me. Just trading a few micros and minimal risk has been okay. Good. I always get those messages are high risk, high reward. Copying 5 pro accounts in TPT and I blew them all today. Always a possibility, but that is not for you. I'd like to see it has been game changing. So awesome, Mark. Good to hear. Hey, JJ. That is not the plan. The plan will be like I said. We'll just deal with the bad apples. I had to turn to, thought that. Okay, thank you, Maddie. So I was definitely not crazy. I don't think I said whatever. No. Lock my pro account, buffer plus 200 until. Oh, good job, Mitma. That's good responsibility. Well, even if I recognize the name, the odds that I still use the wrong name, Evan Messi, pretty high still. I don't know if this is a sustained bounce. I mean, I agree, maybe it is, but like we've had a lot of bounces that were maybe sustained bounce to just roll over, maybe sustained bounce to roll over, maybe sustained bounce rolled over. So again, to be fair, maybe it is. I appreciate you using the word maybe, but like I don't know. That seems like it's not the craziest suggestion on my part. We are up here at the and 5 MNQ by the way is pretty crazy. On a day like today, 5 MNQ is it's on the aggressive side. If this hits the green line, I'm going to throw in an order to get short right here. So step 1, got to hit that green line. Now in hindsight, looking like I should have just gotten right there. In hindsight, yes, looking like that requirement is pretty silly, but hey, that's hindsight. Oh my goodness. Tiny Tails. Thank you. Thank you. I was on NQ. Where are the rest of you? That pretty much summarizes my day right there. Don't even know what I'm on. Thank you, Tiny Tails. I think you win the day. I'm giving you the MVP for today, and we're only 12 minutes in. Why are you changing up your names? Why do you have multiple accounts? Why? Okay, all right, I take that back. I guess I technically have multiple accounts for. I don't even know why. Okay, never mind. That's not as bad as now that I think about it. It's like, yeah, okay, fair enough. Just because somebody has multiple accounts does not automatically mean shady. It's technology has been around a while. I was reminded of this yesterday when I got a text from Verizon and it was like, we appreciate you. I'm like, okay, that is definitely from Verizon, but that's kind of weird. But then I opened it and it's like, happy 23 years. It's great to have had you now. Happy 23-year anniversary. And I'm like, that's true. Cell phones have kind of sort of been around a long time now. And then like, I think about Yahoo and like my Yahoo email address has got to be at least 20 years old. And it's like, okay. So I guess that's my long way of saying over the course of 20 years since Google and Yahoo and all this stuff has been around now for almost 20 years. I guess it's not too, if like if you have multiple accounts, that's not automatically like, okay, what are you up to? Yeah, so Verizon, this is why I'm loyal to them and why I give them a shout out and why I sleep fine at night. When I worked for Honeywell, some of the big companies, and I don't know if this is still the case, but like there'd be perks like, oh, Honeywell and Verizon have like worked a deal out, where Honeywell is part of their benefits package. Like if you use Verizon, you're getting a big percent discount on your phone bill, blah, blah, blah. And even after I stopped working for Honeywell, like, I don't know, we were in Verizon. I was like, yeah, well, okay, well, yeah, actually, I don't even work for Verizon anymore. They're like, that's okay. Do you want to keep it? I'm like, yeah, I want to keep it, but just FYI, I don't even work for Honeywell. That's fine. So I still have gotten the Honeywell discount for a long time. And I have aunts and nieces and nephews on my phone plan has like so many names on it. It is insane. But, because yeah, why not? And they're like, yeah, you can add. So I've told them I don't work for Verizon. Or I'm sorry, I told them I don't work for Honeywell anymore. And yeah, that discount is still there. I had a cell phone in 1998. That's what I mean. Time flies. Time flies. Cell phones have actually been around a long time now. Like it's actually possible to be with the same provider for over 2 decades. Dang. That looked like a stupid requirement, huh? I guess I should have just got in. That signs of. All right, I'm going to try a low here. Maybe this is some sort of double bottom. I don't know. Probably not. Who knows? Let's see. We'll try a long. It's bounced from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Let's see if I can get 6th time being a charm. My first cell phone feels like Model A. Yeah, I got. When I wonder, when did Verizon start as a company? Did they? They probably didn't. How old is Verizon as a company? Or like AT&T? I'm assuming they didn't start off. When was Verizon founded? Verizon started on June 30th, 2000, following the major corporate merger of Bell Atlantic Corp and GTE Corp. Its roots trace back to even earlier the creation of. Oh yeah, okay. That was not that. That was a stupid question. Yeah, they could have at that point just been a regular phone company. It's not like phones are just new. It's the okay. Stupid question. Stupid question. But there you go. Actually, Verizon was a combination of 2 phone companies back in 2000. If anybody was interested. And the chat is once again just totally slow. I don't know. What do we do? What do I do? Because today is a day I should definitely not. Okay. All right. I'm going to go for a short here. At the 21 EMA, that green line. Ooh, got even better. Got it slightly above it. Okay, take a little scalpy scalp there. Oh boy. It's been pretty crazy up until this point period, but yeah, comma, I'd imagine the closer we get to the Fed meeting, the slower it gets, and then afterwards, especially if they actually raise rates, comma, pure chaos will ensue. There we go. So those are my thoughts for the day. As I just told a buddy that was asking, he gave me his thoughts and wanted to cross check mine. But there we go. Well, that made it easier. 2 birds with 1 stone. All right, maybe a short here. Oh, it's 11. Okay, 11 a.m. Okay. All right. This I kind of missed it. Okay. Let me do this here. So, okay, I want to ask everybody what do they notice here about this screenshot? Here we go. We'll turn this into no, I'll put it over here so we can still watch the price action. But yes, the question is, what do you notice about this screenshot? What do you notice? What do you notice about this screenshot? JJ? James? Jocko? Okay, only 3. Dang. Yeah. Okay. Unfortunately, those names I mentioned, you guys are correct. There's no pro account. If you notice, there is 0 pro account in that list. Unfortunately. Yesterday there was. Yesterday I took a payout from it. And then the after hour session happened. So, yes, that pro account that I had for, I don't know, 2.5 weeks. It went bye-bye in the after hour session yesterday, like Asia session. So yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a couple past accounts in there, and here's the one that I have right now, 150. But so what happened? Well, this is where, so on the good news front, I'm taking a couple of my kids to K-Pot tonight. For those that have been here a while, you know I love K-Pot. It's been like 4 months since I've been to K-Pot. So me, Faye, and Trip, super excited. And K-Pot is one of those things. It's I still say it's a good deal. But in my mind, I'm like, yeah, okay, it'll be $100. So let's go back to the Asia session. So I bring all this up because of, okay. I bring that up because this is how, in my mind, I arrived at, oh, let me just go quick, make $100, and that'd be kind of cool, where I could then, say, just kind of, again, and this is where I'm not blaming any of you, but this is where like the live stream kind of creeps in. Oh, and then I could use it, for the live stream, just tell them the power of base hits, the power of small gains. Hey, a lot of people make fun of base hits, but hey, this base hit just paid for dinner for me and a couple of my kids at K-Pot. Just simple base hit, because all I need is $100. So that is where it came to. I know I'm going to K-Pot, right around $100 with food plus tip. Oh, I can turn that into kind of a cool little lesson for the live stream. And then I arrived at, oh, let me just go quick make the $100. $100, not 1,000, not 10, $100. I can do that. Oh, look, man, this is some great movement here. Oh, dang, yeah, no, I got $100. This should be no problem. Oh, man, look at it. This is nice. Nice bull flag. We have strong move up. I don't want to chase. We have a pullback. Oh, dang. Look at this candle right here. Very nice. Was down, started to come back up. I only need $100. Heck, I don't even need this thing to actually break out in order to get my $100. So yeah, I took that trade and then that happened. I'm like, okay, whatever. Dude, there's no way that, no, okay. Hey, you know what? I'm going to make more than $100 here. And I started off with 5 MNQ. I don't know. I bought 5 more like right here. And yeah, the rest is, yeah. So that account went at that moment right there, which just, so the limit of this is don't create art. I find myself in trouble so many times, right? I create just an arbitrary profit target for myself, right? All of a sudden I created a profit goal of 100. And then instead of just cutting it right here like I should have, I'm like, well, crap, I only need 100. Right? If I had no arbitrary profit goal of $100, then I want to be looking at the numbers like, well, crap, that's not $100. Now I'm putting myself behind the 8 ball. Okay, all right, let me fix this real quick. Does anybody have the let me fix this voice? Or you can fix it voice? I have that voice. You can fix it. Fix what though? That's the thing. Well, the $100 that I arbitrarily made into my mind. Again, had I never had the $100 number, I would have just cut it, been like, oh, that was Bush League. All right, well, whatever. I can recover that back, onwards and upwards. But no. So always be careful, especially for me, like the real life profit targets, right? K-Pot, let me get that paid for. And then it's weird. I don't know. Dang, I need a new lawnmower. That lawnmower is $400. Oh, I can go make $400 with a couple NQ real quick. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the real life profit goal could all of a sudden be. It could be date night. Man, I want to take my wife. I want to take my husband out. Whatever it is. Okay, and it'll be $100. So just be very careful of those arbitrary profit goals that kind of come out of nowhere and don't actually matter or mean anything per se. Because yes, that was terrible timing too. That's just a dirty dog move, and it is what it is because that was a bullish pattern. It's just, I should have just cut it, but I didn't, and that account is gone. So anyways, I'm all upset about that. Crap, I never got. Okay, -7. All right, so about the 18-minute mark is where I can take people back to. So right there, I just I fired up this account. MNQ, and so these are MNQ. To have MNQs up over $2,000, it was just degenerate city. Woke up this morning. Okay, maybe I slept it off. Nope, just still. I mean, I've almost blown this account like five times, 6 times. But so far, I've worked myself out of the trade. So that's where I say none of this has been good trading. I will say that my one trade here where I took that little scalpy scalp, because you guys are helping now. Now, like I have somebody watching me. So it's like lots of people looking over my shoulder, which kind of puts me back into shape a little bit. Now when the live stream's over, who knows what happens. But as of now, I have not fired up another pro. I assure you, I'm in no mental capacity to fire up another pro. Do I have pros in the stable? Yes, I do. But just because I have some racehorses in the stable, aka already past accounts, does not mean I should therefore fire them up right now. Because this morning was a little bit of a, okay, let's see. Am I feeling better this morning? Nope. Still just irritated, still slinging stuff around. So if I'm being honest with myself, I'm in no mental capability to be trading, a pro account. And that is my comment of, I kind of need to cleanse the system. My mind is still very just not where it needs to be. And that is why I do not have the, I'm not entitled. You are not entitled to trade your pro accounts. Well, Clay, I passed them, therefore I'm entitled to trade them. No, you're not. Not if your mental is all screwed up. You're not entitled to trade them. So, yeah. So this is, but I still want to have some skin in the game. I still want to be making progress towards something. So I'm like, you know what? Let's get a 150K. And I'll have a bigger drawdown. And that has saved me now like 5 or 6 times. That bigger drawdown. And yeah, we'll see what happens. So, yeah, that is where I'm at right now. I don't want to talk about that anymore. So if anybody asks moving forward, Clay, it's a great day. No, it's not. And I'll refer them back to the 18-minute time frame. So please do not look at these numbers and think that this is a good day. It's a terrible day. The green has come from pure anger and just not good trading. And if I blow this account today on stream, I'm not going to be shocked by it. And that would just be a sign that, you know what, maybe tomorrow I don't get another pro account. I don't know. But so that is the status of where I'm at right now. It was a good run, 2.5 weeks, good ROI on that racehorse. So overall, numbers wise, I'm fine, right? Because for those of you that understand how prop firm math works, I'm totally fine. Still annoying though when you lose an account and just stupid. It's only $100. So. Okay, James, so this would be another lesson. James is like, try a 100-point banger with 1 MNQ. That's not my strategy. I want to get back in the groove. And you can't get back into the groove by just doing degenerate things. You know what I mean? Well, not degenerate, but like, I'm not going to just change I want to get back into the groove of my normal strategy. And literally So I would highly disagree with that choice, James. I don't think that's how you get back in the groove, is to go start doing things you don't normally do. Because I never try for 100-point bangers. Never. Now, if a 100-point banger shows up, okay, fine. But it's not like I'm going to try for it. Yeah, George, that's where, I don't want to debate this, so please. But that's where, like, the 25K versus 50K, it's weird how that extra 500 in drawdown, it can cover up some mistakes, right? A bigger drawdown can give a little bit more grace. Yeah, there's bad parts that come with it too, but like, I'm not flawless in every single trade I make. And that extra drawdown can kind of cover up some of the flawlessness every now, the flaws every now and then. So yeah, George, that's, now that doesn't mean that you don't acknowledge your mistakes and be like, you got sloppy there. So tighten the belt up for the next trade, and then you do tighten the belt up. But I do like where sometimes where the belt gets a little loose, That bigger drawdown can kind of keep you in the game. And then you obviously have to be honest with yourself and be like, all right, that was a little sloppy. But yeah, I think there is a lot of value that comes with a bigger drawdown. If you get married to an idea in this market. Well, I mean, I agree, Evan, but my little critique would be that's in any market. If you get married to an idea and that idea is wrong, regardless of the market, yeah, that's not good. But what you're saying and what I agree with, or at least what I think you're saying, is you're saying in this market, a bad idea and you staying married to it, like if you stayed married to it even for like 3 seconds, it might be game over. So I do agree. The rate at which the bad idea is exploited in this market is very quick. So yeah, right now, hopefully nobody's ever just blindly following me. I want independent thinkers, but please definitely be an independent thinker today. I think, Philly, it's the first time since like 2000 where I read a stat, and it's like first time since 2000 where it's not 99% like alignment of what people think is going to happen. Last I saw, it was 70% no rate cut, 30% rate increase. Okay, this is where people don't listen. I literally said, I'm not looking to start a debate with the 25K and 50K. And then here we have Mark chiming in. Yes, I know people. I know there's ulterior views. I'm just not looking to create a big debate. We had one of those yesterday. You are more than welcome to disagree. I like the 50K more than the 25K because I like the bigger drawdown. The bigger drawdown over the course of my prop firm has kept accounts alive for me that I've then gone on to pass, then gone on to get pro accounts with, and then gone to got great ROIs with. I'm not saying that therefore my way is the only way. That's just what I'm saying. But we had this debate yesterday. I realized some people love the 25K, some people love the 75K. That's fine. But I am well aware that some people put a higher priority on other things compared to the drawdown. And that's totally cool. Kashi, Fed maintained 70% hike, 25%. Yeah, okay, so right around there. I saw 70-30, but 75-25, pretty close. Yeah, thank you, Sky Mountain. Code Clay. Yeah, this is from micros, exactly. I mean, it takes some very aggressive. No, let me be very clear. Just because somebody might be up in the thousands of dollars with micros does not mean, therefore, they were deranged, aggressive, angry trading, frustrated trading. It doesn't. That's not the logic that follows. But you're like, man, you're either really in the groove today, or you're kind of lost it. And I'm in the category of this has been generated from just very deranged, angry type trading. Okay, Mark, there's no need to play the victim card. I literally said before that whole conversation, I'm not looking to start a debate. AK, listen, I don't need all the reasons on, okay, yeah, but I like it because of this, which is a pushback, which is fine. We had one of those yesterday. So, Mark, let's put the victim cards back away. Don't act like you did. Look, you're the only person that did that. I know there's other people here that like the 25K more. And those people did not chime in because those people listen. They're like, okay, Clay just said this is not really the time and place. He just wants to make a quick observation real quick. So everybody else listened except for you. And that's okay. Sometimes people, that's okay. But there's no need to play like, whoa, where did that? Don't gaslight. We have an ascending triangle here. So we'll see if that, I don't know. Ascending triangle, by the way, is a bullish pattern. Not just because something's bullish doesn't mean it's going to go up, but that is currently what I'm watching. A lot of congestion up around here. And also, Mark, this is why, dude, Clay, just drop it. I understand, but I also said I'm very touchy right now. I literally said all this, that I'm touchy. So if you're like, this guy needs to relax, Mark, I already gave the disclaimer that because of what I described of how I'm going, yeah, I am a little bit touchier. I am a little touchier. I admit it. I'm a human being. So no, you don't have to shut up, Mark. Keep talking. Keep talking. That's fine. But there's no need to gaslight, brother. Yeah, today I'm definitely very touchy-feely. I well, did you not realize that we are a new breed? We are both. We are both human and baboon, Kyle. That's the point. We are here a unique breed of people. We are human baboons. And I'm in the extra category. I am a human dented baboon. But for vocal cord efficiency, I don't always say human dented baboon. I just say dented baboon. No, again, tonight will be great. I don't need any pizza. I'm going to K-Pot tonight. I'm going to, nah. My pro account will, okay, my pro account is still technically paying for K-Pot because it's not like I never got any payouts from that account. But in my mind, the pro account, in trying to search out and pay for K-Pot, it blew itself up. So yeah, the pro account is not paying for K-Pot, but thankfully, I'll find $100 somewhere else. Is it bad to admit I haven't made a trade today? Only if you've passed by a bunch of A+ setups. Then yes, it would be bad to admit that you've passed by several A+ setups. But if there have been no A, or whatever your minimum is, if your minimum is I don't take anything below A-, well, if all you've seen is B+ setups, then no, that is not bad that you have not taken a trade. But if you've passed by several setups that do meet your criteria, then yes, that is bad. Just wanted to say thanks for everything you do. Yesterday I passed my first two. Hey! Using copy trading, very good. If I had to find your channel, it's hard to tell where my... That's fantastic, margin call. Thank you. That makes these live streams all worth it. Because that's the point. I want to make people aware of the golden age of day trading that we're in right now. So good. Fantastic and congrats. Just was not seeing it this morning. Well, then that's not bad. If you didn't see any setups that met your criteria, then it's the opposite of bad that you haven't taken any trades. It is good because it means, well, you're not forcing trades. So on that note, good job. Hey, Bella. I get the feeling we might be starting to range. Yeah. If you heard what I text my buddy, that was So my buddy asked, he's like, just want to share my thoughts on today's market and then get your feedback. So he gave me his thoughts and then my thoughts back, which still holds. It's been pretty crazy up to this point. And this point was, I don't know, like 15 minutes ago. But yeah, I'd imagine the closer we get to the Fed meeting, the slower it gets. And then afterwards, especially if they actually raise rates, pure chaos will ensue. Yeah, if they raise rates, roll up your windows. Because there's going to be there's going to be a smell of a lot of cooked accounts. There will be a lot of accounts that get paid big too, but man. Okay, Mountain Homer, Mountain Homer, I've identified a flaw in your routine. I can tell that you do not routinely check the economic calendar. if you do not know the answer to that question. So Mountain Homer, there you go. There's a flaw. There's a breadcrumb of a flaw in your morning routine, especially as a futures trader. I use Take Profit Trader. I do have a code for my funded futures, code Clay, but yeah, personally I use Take Profit Trader. I'm just 33. No. You guys, you gotta read rules. It is not 5 days to pass the test. How many times? Oh, I say this all the time. This is what makes me want to retire. You can take as long as you want to pass the test. The minimum with Take Profit Trader is 5 days. The minimum is 5 days. So you cannot pass any quicker than 5 days. You can take as long as you want. I always tell people aim to pass within 1 month though, because it is a subscription. So with Take Profit Trader, this says per month, but that's only during the test phase. So you can take as long as you want, but if it takes you 6 months, you have to make that payment 6 times. But aim to pass within 1 month. The minimum is 5 days though. So it is not 5 day test period like I only have 5 days to pass. No, that is just simply the minimum. The minimum. No, there's no consistency rule in that sense. That's why I love Take Profit Trader. They don't have the very complicated consistency rule where none of that stuff. Yeah, agreed, Evan. I honestly, I just react to the news. Same. Yeah, I don't try to predict the news. I just react to it. And that's where flip days and flip trades come from. Because in theory, you could pass a Take Profit Trader account in 2 days, but you still have 3 days of the test, where you would just do quick flip trades, where you like buy, sell as fast as you can. You make a couple bucks, lose a couple bucks. Oh well, that's a trade. That's a trade day. There's probably some people like, wait, what? So and so, they let you pass on the first day. Yes, you're not asking the right questions in those situations. The question to ask within prop firm trading is, how many days until I'm eligible for a payout? That's the actual question. So with Take Profit Trader, that would be day number 6, because your first 5 days are in the test phase no matter what. But day number 1 of your pro account, you could then get paid. So day number 6. People such as Apex, yeah, they'll let you pass in 1 day. But with Apex, you're not eligible to request a payout until what, like day 8 or 9. So to the new people, make sure you're asking the right questions. Do not ask, how long is the test phase? Ask, how many days is it until I could potentially get a payout? That is the proper question. I already did my flip trades. Right there was a flip trade that I did last night. Yeah, the Baboon Den? No, that's not the Clay Trader prop. That's our prop. We're all gonna get a slice of that one. All of you loyal attendees, you're all gonna get a slice of the Baboon Den. And you'll all have your own codes, and you'll go out there and proclaim how great it is. $500,000 purchasing power, 99% off deal, $10 account. And that's all you have to say. Because for that demographic that shops based on price and not based on rules, your affiliate code is going to blow up. It is Wednesday. Good to see you, Mango. It is Wednesday and 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern. I think it'll be spicy no matter what, because there are a segment of people that are expecting a rate increase. So I am expecting 2 o'clock. The past several, it's like, yeah, it'll move, but I don't think it'll be too crazy unless like the crazy happens. Like when 99% think X is going to happen, and then if Y happens, that's where I can see pure chaos. But right now we don't. We have 70% think one thing, 30% think another thing. So I think that's a recipe that really, no matter what is chosen, I'm expecting Tuesday, or I'm expecting 2 p.m. to be 2 p.m. Eastern to be quite volatile. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe it's an absolute snooze fest. But I think with this recipe out there, these ingredients of not a universal thought, yeah. Well, yeah, odds still suggest that there will be no change. But there is enough of people that think there could be a change where you could get some people that were wrong. So, yeah, I think there's going to be quite a bit of volatility, more so than normal. By the way, for the record, I would hope that, and I am also saying no change because I hope as traders we're all trying to figure out where the edge is at. So yes, the edge is no change because the edge is 70%. So let me put it this way: if you're like, yeah, Clay, I'm thinking they're going to raise it. I would request that you maybe look at the probabilities again. You have now put yourself against the 8-ball. So yes, hopefully everybody here is saying you're in camp staying the same because that would be playing the odds. Yeah, I think it'll be all crazy. The speech included, HR. Yeah, when he's giving his speech, I think that'll be. Yeah, I'm expecting very, very crazy action at 2:00. No matter what is announced. Now, if they do actually raise, I think it'll be crazier, but I do still think it'll be crazy regardless. But yes, Clay, what do you think? Are they going to raise, cut it, lower it? I mean, I play the odds, so I'm saying I'm going with the 70%. It's going to stay the same. Yeah, popcorn ready indeed. Okay, Mountain Homer, I like you, so I want to double check. You are now going to start to check your calendar, right? Get that a part of your morning routine. I cracked a couple walnuts when you're like, well, what time is this meeting? Huh? Come on, Mountain Homer, I like you. That's why I gotta call out dentedness when I see it. You have a very dented morning routine as a futures trader, especially in a prop firm, if you're not aware of these things. No, see, and that's where I would disagree, Slomaro. If it's anything other than no change, prepare for action. I think even if it is no change, prepare for action. Because there's 30% of people that are going to be wrong. I would agree with that analysis if we were going in where 99% of people say no change. And then when there's no change, okay, yeah. But like it's not that. It's 70-30. So even if they announce no change, that's still 30% of people out there that wrong. So my claim, which could be wrong, but the hill I planted my flag on is no matter what is announced, get ready for action. Well, again, I don't know if it'll rocket if no change. It could. But I do agree there could be some rocketness because there are right now 30% of people that think that could be surprised that there is no change. Last month stayed the same in solid form. Yeah, I mean, it's not universal. But like I said, 400-point drops, I don't know. Do we see an 800-point drop if something happens? But to be fair, I think last month there was something else goofy going on. I could have sworn there was like tech news or there was something with Iran. So yeah, I don't know if using last month's or really the past couple is actually a good apples and oranges because there's kind of been some other dramatic things going on in the world right now other than just the announcement. But hey, that's the fun of it. We can all kind of make our claims and it is what it is. Hey, all right, John, you passed. You passed on your first try? This is your first test account and you passed? I mean, I guess I'm not surprised when you're doing the scalpy scalp dented baboon flip-flop strategy. Well, agreed, Gold. I agree. And I appreciate you saying we can. Agreed. Yeah, we could. And I mean, we could see a very small move. But yes, I ultimately agree with what you're saying. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, you meant your first account that you passed. Gotcha. Well, good job. Okay, John. So what's your plan moving forward? Are you gonna fire up the pro account and trade it, or are you gonna just set it aside and now get another account passed? What is your current plans? Hey, Steely. But what really worked was the scalp. Yeah, those base hits, they add up sneakingly quick. Does this guy trade? I do trade, but this is just, I mentioned a while ago I'd be willing to take a long down here, but as you see, it has not quite come down there. It's just putzing around right here. Be interested in a short up around here. It's not up there, so it's just, yeah, we're just shooting the breeze right now. Good morning, Clay. Nice gains. Not really, Richie. If you go back to the 18-minute mark, you'll see today is not as it appears. Okay, so but John 24/7, what is your plan moving forward? You've passed this account. What is your plan? Are you gonna convert this right into a pro account and start trading it? I helped feed the kids, bought a Tradeify account, and I use code Clay. Oh, well, first off, Randy, thank you very much for using code Clay. I guess my advice would be just trade your strategy. But yeah, I'm not familiar with that account. But for example, if it's got like a trailing drawdown, then my advice would be probably aim for those base hits. Okay, Zooks is going on a timeout for that atrocious advice. We'll give him 1 minute. Truly atrocious advice. Dork, talked about this yesterday. I overdid it. So my answer is not the answer. So I have over 10, but I way overdid it. I would say probably minimum 3. Because here's the cool thing about building up a stable. And the nice thing about Take Profit Trader of not having to activate things. You can develop proof of concepts. So like for John, for example, I'll just use him. He has just passed an account. And I'm not trying to rain on John's parade. I'm not trying to do anything like that. But let's face it, many of us have been there where we think we have something figured out and then the market's like smashes us. I'm like, no, you don't. But like for John right now, okay, he's passed. Let's see if he can do it again with that same strategy. So just set that account aside because again, unlike other prop firms, you don't have to activate it in any amount of time. So it can just sit there. So let's see if John can do it again. And if he does it again, great. But let's see if he can do it another time. Let's see if, kind of the power of 3. Let's see if he can do the same exact strategy and get 3 accounts passed. And if he can, okay, now not only do you have a proof of concept of you've done something 3 times, but you've also, now you have 3 pro accounts just sitting in the background. So you've accomplished quite a bit. So again, my answer is how many do I have? Over 10. But my answer, I would say, is not the right answer because that was way overkill on my part. But I would say 3 to 5. But definitely more than 1. Because the fact of the matter is, just because you passed a test account does not mean that was not sheer luck, sheer degeneracy. So at least if you can get up to 3, again, that still doesn't necessarily prove anything per se. But the odds are way more in your favor that you actually do have a viable strategy compared to just passing once. No. Again, with Take Profit Trader, there is no time limit. That's why the racehorse model is very apples and oranges. You can't really apply the racehorse model to every prop firm because some prop firms, they're charging you monthly or you have to activate it in a certain amount of time. But with Take Profit Trader, all the expenses go away and they just let the account sit there. So Take Profit Trader, and it's just so good from so many different angles, which is why I recommend Take Profit Trader, why I believe they're the king of the business. Hey, Catboy. I'm still doing the same strategy in sim account. Well, if by sim account you mean like you have zero skin in the game, then that is not the same strategy. Well, what's different about it? Well, you don't have voices in your head. A strategy is only as good as your ability to manage the voices. Oh, I don't know how I feel about this, Catboy. I feel very used right now. You don't show up, and then when you do show up, oh, I got a question. So I'm feeling very used. I feel very used. You only use me when you need customer service. And as soon as I answer this, you're going to say, Bon voyage, you dirtbag. And then I'll never see you again. I don't know how I feel about this. TBT, if I get 10, do the other 5 pass accounts. No. Once you're in, there is no more fees. Interesting question. Good question. And although I feel very used by you, no, there is no monthly fee. Once you pass a test with Take Rapid Trader, the fees go away. You could have 100 passed accounts just sitting there. None of them have any fees. Now, you can only ever fire up 5 at a time. So the limit is five racehorses at once. But as far as racehorses in the stable, you could have 100 racehorses in the stable. That way, if you cook these 5, you could bring up 5 again right there. Well, I just want you to know, John, that you're not doing the same strategy. Because no skin in the game to having skin in the game are very, very different situations. So I do understand what you mean by the same strategy. I get it, but what I want to remind you of is technically it's not really the same strategy because it's strategies are very easy to do when you don't have any voices in your head because there's no skin in the game. You're welcome, Catboy. I have an untouched. I have 8. Yeah. 8. I don't know. No, and I should note there are the variables. If you are a copy trader, then I would say you probably at least want to have 5, right? If you're going to copy trade 5 accounts and then you're at risk of potentially toasting all those just like that, you'd probably want to have 5. So if I was a copy trader, I'm probably not too crazy right now having right around 10. But I'm not a copy trader. I'm doing 1 at a time right now. So yeah, over 10, excessive. Good job, John. I agree with your path forward. Let's get some proof of concepts here. Just making sure. All right, maybe I can try along down there. Right, that's the trailing drawdown, Johnny. And that's why the base hits are good for the trailing drawdown. Oh, crap. No! Oh, God, I knew I forgot something. Wait, she'll be back. I got to write a check. I owe the roof is basically done at the house. And there's some other miscellaneous stuff. So I got the invoice this morning. But my wife has a checkbook. And my wife is gone. Crap. That is... There's been something gnawing. See, you can tell I'm so just mentally all over the place. Like, doggone it. Okay, if I make any mention, so I need everybody's help. If I make any mention of my wife being back, blah, 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 any mention of that, please remind me. Clay, write the check. Clay, get the checkbook. I know it's crazy. I have a checkbook. Crazy. Make this like... Dan, Steely Dan, please go back to the 18-minute mark. What you see on the screen is very deceptive. If you want to get the full background, Steely Dan, please go back to the 18-minute mark. Just send them a pro account? I don't know. The amount I owe them, I don't think a pro account is going to be acceptable. But you're right. I do have some to spare. Want me to Venmo the money and you can get... thank you, Margin Call. I'll be okay because my wife will be back before I head over there this afternoon. So, in my opinion, do the sim to the mechanicals. Yeah. A sim with no skin in the game. If by mechanical you mean like, okay, how does the platform work? I want to press this button. I want to do this. Agreed. Like that's a great spot for a sim. Literally figuring out how does my platform work. That is a very good place for a sim. But yeah, the mechanicals of what buttons to press, fully agree. But yeah, as far as like, it's just yeah. And I am preaching to the choir. Anybody here that's ever done sim and then gone to like having skin in the game, aka which creates the voices, you know it's a very different environment. It's some cat on YouTube call himself wanting a prop farm. All right, Catboy. He wants 80 accounts. Wow. Well, hey, tell him Code Clay. If that's his journey, he wants to get up to 80 accounts. Let him know about Code Clay. Tell him, hey, man, you want to feed some hungry children? Code Clay. All right, gonna give it a try. No, oh, pros? Yeah, as of now, I just do one pro at a time. I will eventually get to copy trading, but I'm just not in any rush. Clay, it's been 2 years. Again, I'm a very slow mover. I can't say for sure if this is why, but one of my working theories is how have I been able to survive in the market now for going on? This is my 20-year anniversary being active in the markets. I think if I had to write, like, give a reason, I think just my slow and steady, not in a rush nature helped out quite a bit. So, yes, I don't blame you to call me crazy for saying, wait, slow and steady. You've been in there for 2 years. You said, I'll get there. It might not be till year 5, but I'll get there. I'm in no rush. The power of multiple streams of income. And if you are like, Clay, I've only been doing this for a month. I copy trade. Are you saying I'm wrong? I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying we have two different kind of mindsets. That's where when people in my real life are like, man, dude, you just have a different view on risk. Like I could never imagine quitting my job, going out on my own, building business, And I'm like, well, yeah, I hear you, but I'm not nearly as. Hey, let me tell you about some of the baboons I come across online. You think I have a high risk profile? These people will make me look like a conservative snoozer. Oh yeah. See, yes, see all those. Back in the day, like when platforms would break, oh, they have great borrows, right? Because if you're looking at short, kind of, I am not interested in a long here anymore. I don't like to go long after nice green candles just got smacked back down. No thanks. Yeah, Slow Morrow, I would agree. Odds are probably that. But to be fair, not for sure. But by the way, Slow Morrow, where have you been the past couple of days? Am I crazy? Have you not been here as much as you normally are? uh, this is this is worthy of the. Okay, let's see. Oh, I don't. All right, I don't think you're really going to be able to read it. So there's a picture though. Eggs, bacon, and there's a woman in bed. Okay. Here's what it says. Expert marriage tip. On your day off, bring your wife breakfast in bed. This lets her know it's time for her to make you breakfast. That was a good one. You sexist pig. It's just a joke. It's a joke. Anybody call me a sexist pig right now? I can see behind you a bunch of victim cards just fell out of your pocket. A bunch of I am seeking out to be offended cards just fell out of your pocket. Might want to pick. Actually, don't pick them up. Burn them. You'll enjoy life a lot more. I promise that sense of humor makes life so much more enjoyable. I promise. That is one guarantee I make. Somebody with a sense of humor that doesn't run around seeking out to be offended. I promise you. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. You'll enjoy life more. The power of a sense of humor. Oil actually at a pretty critical area right now. Right here at this pivot point, right here at an upsloping 50 SMA. So I would not be surprised if oil gets some sort of bounce. What's gold doing? Gold pretty similar to NQ. What's ES? Ooh. So maybe a fake break of the lows and looking for the fake to start being a fake right here at 88.50. Could be interesting. Oh man, Zooks. He's going on another vacation. Zooks, that boy, we'll give him another minute. Hey, son. Yeah, hey, if you've been here before and you know you're going to enjoy, friendly reminder, hit that like button. Sunrider just informed we're at 66 of them. Let's try to get it up to at least 100. But yes, I have self-admittedly, okay, I got to maybe do a short here. Not maybe, I am. I'm going to try a short. What is up with that? All right, there we go. Whoops. Threw out a couple targets there. Are you serious? Are you serious, Clark? That line, like, literally went down to the green line and did not fill me. Hey, Clay, want to test my... I mean, yeah, give us some numbers. We'll test it. We'll see how it does. Let's see. Does it reject? I'm adding more right there. There we go. Come on down. Come on. Come on. Took out those ones. Man, what's up with you not willing to go down to there? Back to 4. I was at 10, but those 6 I added, I took out for like a scalpy scalp, but I still have those original 4. Or at least that's how I'm viewing it in my mind. There's my stop. I think it should still be a winning trade no matter what. The math is a little fuzzy because, like I said, I have like a scalpy scalp inside of this trying to let it work out trade plan. I think I'm okay. Let me put it this way. If it is a loss, it'll be a very, very minimal loss at this point. So I mean, this has been the trend, right? Up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Will it happen? Just trying to go with the trend, trying to play the pattern. But patterns do change, and if it's changing right now, well, then I'll have a losing trade. Again, Hoover, if you want full context, 18-minute mark. Today is not as good as it seems. What you see on the screen is deceiving. What do you mean? Thank you for asking. 18-minute mark of the stream. No, not 4. One down there too. Just in case there's a quick little spiky spike. If we do get close to that, I'll take risk off the table and move my stop down there. But I want to see us get a little closer to that level first. Oh yeah, legendary. Yeah. That I have 0 reference point in that world. So I mean, I knew like the components were higher, but did I know that they were literally 4 times higher than essentially a little year and a half ago? I did not know that. That's pretty crazy. Okay. Risk is now off the table. Stop loss is in front of there. So let's see. Come on. There's no like. Are you telling me you're not going to at least give me that target? Like that'd be crazy, wouldn't it? Like, isn't that guaranteed? At this point, I'm pretty sure it's guaranteed. Thank you. You know what? Let's just go for the lows. Why not? Why not? Zooks, that's fantastic. You have a sweet mother. Come on, hit me, brother. All right, I'm going to move my stop down to here now. Well, let's go for a break of the lows. I'm going into piggy mode. We had a piggy trade last week. I'm doing a piggy trade. I'm going to get a little greedy. Whoa, did you guys see that? It hit me and then like it went so fast. Come on, come down to me. I wanted to get greedier. It moved too I wanted to move it down some more, but it moved too fast for me, brother. So now worst case, let's make sure worst case is 50 points. There we go. So now worst case, my risk right now is I make 52 points per contract. Reward unknown because I don't know how far down low this might want to go. Let's go down. Piggy trade. You know, why not be a pig when literally my risk right now is I'm making 50 points with these final 2 contracts? Okay, now I'm making what, 60 points pretty much? Risk of making 60 points per contract. I like it. Zooks, that cannot be a serious question. That cannot be a serious question, Zooks. Can somebody answer that for Zooks? Holy smokes. Zook's mom, feed him more SpaghettiOs. He's deprived. His brain is shutting down. No. He must not be coming back. He must have been highly offended. It blows my mind, Zooks. You have been here for probably a year now, right? How do you not know the answer to that, Zooks? Truly a confusing question for somebody whose name I recognize and has been here for at least the past year. Dude, I'm almost at 100 points, huh? 100-point trade would be right here. Let's do this. If I can get this one hit here, that's officially a 100-point trade. No, go down. And I'm about to be stopped. I think this would if this gets hit, this would be my third ever 100-point trade. I think my record is 150 points. But looking like today's not going to be my day. And I am stop. Am I really? No, there's no way I survive that. You're not going to fool me, Market. I know you're stopping me out. Stopped out. Okay, see, I knew I was going to get stopped. I knew I was. Yeah, I mean. Take those profits? I did. I took those profits at 60 some points in the green. What do you mean take the profit? Did you not see where my blue line was at, brother? It was way up here. That was kind of crazy. The stupid just toying with me. So there we go. Like I said, what was a main? I just patterns. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and hey, look, it went down. Whoa, where did that come from? If you're saying, whoa, where did that come from? I would submit to you that you got to work on your pattern recognition skills a little bit. Can I crash Apple for it? Well, first off, Harper Electrical. It's good to see you. Been a while. And yeah, I'll get on that in a little bit. ES cooked you today? Yeah, there's been some crazy movies out there, KRT. Sorry to hear it. Like cooked you as in blown account or cooked you as in just some red trades? Any idea when you'll fire up another account? Question mark. I'm looking for a short here, up around that green line. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm kind of tempted to put it up here for like a fake breakout. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. We have had, so in all actuality, this past one was really the only time it directly rejected. Here was a fake breakout, fake breakout, fake breakout. So yeah, I'll look for a fake. Okay, now it's going to just start rejecting directly off it pretty much. Look at that. 21. Okay. Is the 21 EMA a holy grail? No. The holy grail does not exist. But would I submit to you that you should at least experiment with the 21 EMA? Yes, I think it's worth at least experimenting with. Let's gamble some evals at FOMC. I support that, Niraj, as long as code Clay will be used. So yes, if you plan on using code Clay all caps, Niraj, I think that is a fantastic suggestion. Zach, I think that's pretty smart. I think if you were to start to watch NQ, or you know what I mean, the NASDAQ and then the YM, the Dow Jones. Goodness, wow. It's almost as if people know, and there's hindsight confirmation, but it's almost as if people know they're actually going to raise rates. And that's the slow and steady bleed. I don't know. I don't think that's too much tinfoil on my part. I think there's some rationale there. I know that's a consensus, but I don't know. Does somebody do people know something? Are people slowly trying to scale out of their positions before the news actually hits? Again, I admit I probably I don't know if if okay, my Speedo is half cloth, half tinfoil right now. I don't think I'm too crazy. Wait, where did you get that from, Chris MC? I've not seen that breakdown. I've seen 70-30. Where are you seeing 60/40? If you don't mind citing your source, that would be great. Okay, yeah. Okay, but what was your source though? Trade Viz, okay. I think you copy and pasted what I said earlier, Legendary BM. I think you voice recorded me what I said about 20 minutes ago and then just put it there. That's agreed. If they raise rates, let me put it this way. If they raise rates, I would say immediate reaction is down. Like catastrophe down. But I could see it within the same hour reversing because I could see the market being like, well, technically speaking, long term, higher rates is actually good. So does the market turn itself around? But yeah, I'll limit it this way. If they raise rates right out of the gates, again, no guarantees, but I'm pretty confident it's going to dump. Source trust me, bro. Yeah, that's kind of what it. We'll see though. Yahoo fine. Okay, yeah, I've now seen numbers. I've seen 70% say it will hold. I've seen 75% say it will hold, and now I'm seeing the 64%. But at the end of the day, the kind of core point stands. There is by no means a unanimous view, which I think is the first time since 2000 that there has not been a unanimous view. Somebody might. When is last time Fed did not have how do you spell unanimous? Unanimous decision. Or I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Let's see. Not the dissents, but like the speculation. I don't know what that term is. You not have a unanimous. Holy, look at this thing just drop. Dang. Right. Okay, 12-eye cat. Last chance. Type ABC or you are gone. I'm at 95% sure you're just a bot, but just let's make sure. 12-eye cat, you have 1 minute to type ABC or you are being banned because you are clearly a bot. Looking to catch knife at 410. All right, Niraj. Dang, so Chris has found the Holy Grail. Here's what's going to happen. Happens every time. Algo's rated at 2, blah, blah, whatever, and reacts. It pops or drops, then goes back to the mean. So in other words, Chris has found the Holy Grail. All we need to do is wait for that initial pop or drop. And then we know that it's going to go back up to where it was. There we go. I guess that's the Holy Grail. We're all going to get rich. Happens every time. Just watch. Hey. Now, obviously, well, I don't know if it's obvious, but hopefully everybody sees the lack of clarity that Chris has said. And it happens every time, and why his statement is ultimately worthless. Does anybody see the problem with Chris's statement? My claim is this is absolutely my claim is, even if this is true, and it does happen every time, my claim is this. What he has proposed here is worthless in the sense of there's no practicality to it. Does anybody see why this is practically speaking? Again, Chris, it's impossible for you to be wrong. Here is what Chris did. Okay, Chris, just stop. You're a dent, and I'm about to illustrate why you're a dent. It pops, drops. Well, define a pop. Is a pop 300 points or is a pop 30 points? Is it drop? Is it drop 900 points or is it drop 85 points? You did not define those terms. So in your defense, it could pop 3 points up and then come back down. And in fairness to you, you could say, I was right, told you so. It did pop. Well, it only went up 3 points. Well, yeah, that's my definition of pop is 3 points. So when you don't fail to define these terms, worthless. You will be right. It may only pop up a tick before it drops back down a tick, but you're right. It popped a tick and reverted to the mean. See, I told you so, everybody. So that is where, when people start to make those claims, just realize, unless they define their terms, it's worthless. Because that's what makes that not work. No, none of us know how much of a pop it's going to pop. So it could pop and come back down, but if we thought the pop was going to get bigger, well, then we missed out on the trade. If we didn't think the pop was going to be as big, we got cooked. So that is the epitome of broad statement trading and how people can sound smart with broad statements, but in the world of practicality, it's worthless. Yeah, you just have to be quick. No, that Chris, I think Chris just shows up to rage bait. Being quick has nothing to do with it. The lack of definition is what has to do with it. Be quick relative to what? Right, that's my point, Chris. That is my. Thank goodness your wife is a subsidiary of your trading as a doctor. Thank goodness. Yes, my whole argument is price. You don't know price. You don't know how big the pop will be. So, Chris, you could be saying, all right, I think the pop is done here, but I'm going to be quick when it comes back down. Well, if you're wrong about the pop being done at that point, I don't care how quick you plan on being. If it keeps popping, you're toast. That's my point. That's my point. Now, if Chris showed up and said, hey, this is what happens every time. There's a pop of 80 points, and then it comes back to the mean. Or there's a drop of 95 points, and then it comes back to the mean. Okay, now we have defined our terms. Now that is something that can be tested. But when you don't define terms, worthless. So, Chris, do you have actually a number? I want to be fair to you. And what you've noticed, do you have a number for a pop and drop? Or are you just going to use the broad term? You cannot predict that. Okay. So then in other words, what happens every time is just the price moves around, is what you're saying. Okay. To which I agree. That does, well, in theory, the price could, or the markets could overheat and then not move at all. But assuming that does not happen, I do agree. The price is just going to move around. It's momentum trading. No, it's gambling. At the minute the Fed announcement comes out and the price is ripping all over the place, if you want to lie to yourself and tell you that it's momentum trading, that's fine. But really, it's just pure gambling at that point. And I'm not even saying it's bad to do that. I'm just saying let's not lie to ourselves. Right? If you are calling, so let me put it this way: if you're buying or going short at 159 and you are calling that anything other than a pure gamble, you are lying to yourself. Again, I'm not saying that there's not a time and place for to do that sort of stuff. I'm just saying, just call it what it is. Don't lie to yourself. Well, this is when I buy at 159 before an epic announcement. This is the Brazilian wax scalp. I was like, no, it's not. That's just a gamble. That's just a pure unadulterated gamble. It is a good policy of trading to just be honest with yourself. Right. Again, and my point is those levels are worthless. Can it play out from time to sure it can play out. But like at the end of the day, nobody knows what's going to happen. Well, Niraj, I would hope you can identify smooch points based on yesterday's live stream. So you tell me. Let's give a man a fish he eats for a day. True, except Barbara. And of course, I'm already Richard. I still have dreams of Richard every night. That was the most epic thing I've ever seen. Is there a reason why you can't add the EMAs, Niraj? Every night I lie in bed. We were singing that on the job site yesterday. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be if Richard would show up on my live stream. I would buy so many Lambos. There we go. New here. Like your show and no BS. Thank you. Charles! I love Charles. See? Pick your lane and just stick with it. Will I get people that show up and are like, you're so mean? Yes, and they'll never be back. But there are people like Charles that actually appreciate the no BS approach. See? And it's worth it. Again, in business, if you try to please everybody, you're going to please nobody. But if you just pick your lane and you go with it, then you come across people like Charles that are actually thanking. Think about it. Charles is thanking me for what other people accuse me of being a jerk, mean, blah, blah, blah about. It's crazy. That's it. That's business 101. Whatever that quote is, I don't remember who said it, but it's applicable to all of life. The best way to please nobody is to try to please everybody. House is coming along nice. Roof is basically done. The trim guy is over there now doing some stuff because we have some pocket doors going in, and I guess pocket doors require some specific framing. So he's over. So yeah, it's moving around. My wife met with the interior designer. Oh goodness, that was fantastic. Because the interior designer was like, "Oh no, that actually makes sense, and that sounds good, and all that sort of." So I mean, my wife, got a lot of reassurance. So yes, yesterday was we got the water system figured out. So that yesterday was bullish. It was a winning day yesterday. I will look at your channel. Would like to start training with your group. So Charles, the private group, where I'm at, like in the mornings at the open, is right here. So that's the kind of save yourself the information there if interested. But even if you choose not to join that, then yeah, I'm here every day live streaming starting at 11 a.m. Eastern. But bless your heart, Charles. I love it. Be a Charles. That is the slogan of today. Be a Charles. Look at this community, and instead of seeing he's so mean, think about, hey, he's cutting through the BS. Be a Charles. 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 Did you catch 410? Oh, dang. And you and Niraj called that out like ahead of time too. Good job. Dude, you're up in Alaska? Okay, yeah, that makes so much more sense. It makes total sense to me how somebody in Alaska is like, hey man, thanks for just cutting through the BS. Yeah, maybe you're a little rough around the edges. Maybe you don't like sugarcoat every little word, but I appreciate it because sugarcoating is ultimately just a waste of time. Get to the point, brother. No, Richard, I mean, that guy is, I think he is the algorithm. Okay, I'm going to try a long if it wants to come back down here. Yes, the community is aware of what I'm looking at. If Richard shows up right, well, no, it would just if Richard shows up, whatever he says is going to be the 100% thing that happens. Again, if it comes down here, now assuming it's not like a green candle that then drops all the way back down here, then that would change. But as of now, yeah, even if this comes down, still interested in a long down around there. If it closes below 410, it has a high likelihood of going to about like what likelihood of what? Like what kind of probabilities are we looking at? Because I think a lot of people here would be interested in a 102-point trade. Right, yeah. So, but I mean, like high likelihood. What is that? Is that like 97%? Well, no, I'm just at. What does high likelihood mean? Because I'm about to go all in. 60% chance. And how aggressively will you? First off, I'm glad you're taking it. I'm glad you're going to be putting some skin in the game. But like, how much skin, brother? Like copy trading 20 accounts in, or what kind of skin are we talking about here? See that's also. I mean, well, first off, Zooks, are you still here? New here. Well, first off, cryptic game. Yeah, cryptic gaining. Welcome. 410 is just being meant to the price over here. So in futures, it's kind of just a way to save yourself a little bit of time to not say the 27. The 27 is implied. So when he is saying 410, he just means down here, like wherever 410 is over here. So he means 27 410. I'm here. Okay, good. Because I'm about to rip on you in good fun, of course, but I want to make sure you're here. So I mean, live streaming is crazy. I can go from talking to Charles, who's surviving in Alaska, to then Zooks, who's surviving in his mom's basement eating SpaghettiOs. It's crazy. Live streaming is wild. At the same time, I am hanging out with an Alaska wild person and Zooks eating SpaghettiO in his mom's basement at the same time. Where else in the world can you experience such a thing? It's crazy. Crazy. Zooks, I think you need to go hang out with Charles for a while. He'll get some hair to pop out on that chest of yours. May seem silly, but what is a copy trader? Jay Price. Jay Price, are you still here? I'm eating cereal right now in a parking lot. I'm not hating on SpaghettiOs. We've had this conversation last week. I need to try SpaghettiOs again. I remember them being delicious. Okay. Looking for a short here. Uh-oh. No, it did hit it. Please go back up there. Okay, I'm in short. This 21 EMA has been good so far. Let's see if it remains good. I'll take that scoop. Yes, okay, Jay Price. So copy trading is this. In prop firms, you can have a certain, so with Take Profit Trader, you can have up to 5 accounts. So let's say you have 5 accounts with Take Profit Trader. And let's say on account number 1, you make the trade, and let's just say you make $200 on it. But if you have 5 accounts, you can copy that same exact trade and the same exact results to these other 5 accounts. So in all actuality, what just happened was, yes, you only made 1 trade for $200, but that trade now happened 5 times because you copied that 1 trade to your 4 other accounts, meaning that 1 trade made you more than $200. It made you $200 times 5, which is $1,000. So yes, copy trading is a very, very powerful thing. The flip side of that is if you take that 1 trade and then you just go into total moron mode, well, all those moronic decisions are now being copied to those 4 other trades. And okay, now we're getting, all right, real quick. Good question though. Maybe a short right here. 21 EMA on the 5-minute now. I'm watching that. But we got a little bit more upwards movement here. Yeah, you're welcome. Yes. And that is why the people that are like, if you're a good trader, why would you ever do props? Because of copy trading. If I accept, and I'm, by the way, Jay Price, I'm not saying this is you saying this. I'm just talking in general. But if your premise is, hey, I'm a really good trader, so why would I ever use a prop? Well, because you're a really good trader. So why would you not exponentially grow by copy trading 20, 30, 40 accounts? Now, if you're not a great trader, well, then copy trading sounds kind of sketchy. But yes, the whole I'm a great trader, therefore, why would I ever use a prop because of copy trading? Yeah, I have done it a couple times. So, fifth, what is that? Fifth? Oh, is this about to be a Doc Sol? Close. So the 21 EMA and the 5 minutes value is about 546. The value of the 50 period here on the 2 minute is 42. So we're close. I got to try. I have to. I just don't have a choice, folks. There's a rule somewhere in trading that I have to take this trade. Okay, well, maybe I want to make a little bit of a fake break. 45. Yeah, let's do a little bit of a fake break. There we go. So a slight fake break of the 50 SMA on the 2 minute, but it would be basically a direct rejection off the 21 EMA in the 5 minute. Now, if this thing is actually a legitimate reversal, these will be, I'll have some losing trades along the way here. But I'm just trying to go with the trend right now, folks. Looks like a momentum trade. I mean, you can call it whatever you want. I mean, I don't know how you define a momentum trade, but if this is how you define a momentum trade, then that's fine. That's fine. I define this as a Doc Sol trade. So I disagree. This is not a momentum trade. This is a Doc Sol trade. But we may be saying the same thing, just using different terms. It's how I trade. Okay, well, I guess we trade the same way. We just call our ways 2 different things then, huh? I really do wish Richard was here right now so he could tell us what was going to happen next. You got long there, or you're looking to get long there? I hope the answer, Brian, is you already got long there. All right, here we go. Maybe. Okay, maybe. If that red line turns blue, I'm in. There we go. That looks like a pie, though. Nope, I don't like that. It basically came up, and then you saw it did not fill me, so I'm going to go up a little bit higher now. 5 minute, we're right at the 21 EMA. of SMA, which is not what he's doing. Again, if it comes up to that red line and that red line turns blue, that means I am in. It's a risky trade. Risky in what way? We had this conversation yesterday. Risk is a nuanced. Risky in what way? Like I'm risking sending my family under a bridge risk? Or like risk of maybe just not working? Which type of risk are we talking about? Risk, okay. Risk of not working. Maybe. Yeah, just want to clarify. If anybody thought the risk was like, if this trade doesn't work, he's living in a cardboard box, then yes, we're talking two different types of risks. Yeah, I'd be careful. I mean, Chris, he's been shown the math. He, for whatever reason, decides to still waste his time with day trading stocks. But yeah, we've already. Chris is yeah, he is unreachable. Chris chooses to make his life less efficient. Hey, I'm reading a book on future. It's just, yeah, again, which proves you don't listen. The fact you think you need to read a book on futures just that proves my point that you have not listened to any of us. But that's okay. That's okay. Onwards and upwards. We're not going down this rabbit hole again. Buying or selling. This is looking to sell. Get short. You can't P and E. What's P and E? Like, oh, their letters, Clay. Okay, you got me. Yes, I know their letters. What do the letters stand for? Okay, here we go. Maybe. Up there now. Cell phones, I'm telling you right now, you are wasting your time, brother. I appreciate it. I appreciate your heart. I appreciate you trying to help. I do. But yeah, there's already a history here. Again, I appreciate your heart. I appreciate you're trying to help, but many of us can attest, brother. We've been down this rabbit hole. So you have been warned. If you want to continue, after you, good sir. Again, I know. I'm just telling you right now. All right. Well, never mind on that one. Interesting candle here forming. Again, it's okay, Chris. This is my final time. It's nothing new. You already use charts, so just use charts and futures. That's it. The fact that you think this is something new in the regard where you think you need to go read a book on it just perfectly proves my point. You don't listen, and I realize the irony here that I have made the claim that this guy does not listen, yet I continue to talk to this guy. So I realize the epic irony, which is why I'm moving on. No, we are hunting rabbits. That's right, Charles. You know, it's just, I'm a fan of efficiency. And sometimes sugar coated words, they convolute efficiency. I want to talk to your wife. I want to talk to Chris's wife. I want to say, do you realize who you're subsidizing here? Like, let's talk. Do we want to continue with this government program? That's who I actually need. Can you have your wife swing by the live stream sometime, Chris? She's who I need to talk to. What's the best way to get good at this and learn to trade? Well, so to answer your question, Jerry, assuming you want to be a day trader at this moment in time, we're in the golden age of day trading. Because so I would encourage you to look at day trading futures. Not stocks. I know everybody's heard of the stock market, but the future day trade futures through a prop firm. That is going to be the most efficient way math-wise to go about it. How to get good at it? Well, like anything, you gotta study things. But to point you in the direction, focus on risk management. Not a very exciting topic. It's way more exciting to talk about winning and Lambos and all that sort of stuff, but focus on risk management. So that is what I tell you. Focus on day trading futures through a prop firm and then focus on risk management. Again, all that you said, Chris, change it. I want to talk to your wife. I want to talk to your wife. I want to talk to your sugar mama. I have some other business ideas where her cash might be better utilized. Can I sell here? I don't know. Can you? If you can't, then your platform's probably glitching. Now, if you're asking, should I sell here? Well, I'm not the one to ask. The one you want to ask is your strategy, because your strategy should tell you whether or not you should sell here. If you're saying, well, Clay, I don't have a strategy. My strategy is to just ask you. That is not a viable long-term strategy. So I would say scratch off that and plan on figuring out a strategy that works for you. All right, see you later, Charles. Clay, you're an idiot. He never meant can he, as in is he physically capable. He meant should he. I know. Just like I know full well when people say I'm stuck in a trade, I full well understand that they're not literally like in a glitched out platform and stuck. I full understand that actually they're just holding and hoping. But sure, do I like to pretend as if they're having a glitch to try to spark their memory like, no, you're not actually stuck. You're choosing to break bad rules. No, you're not stuck. Yes. I am aware, but I like to pretend certain ways so I can ask certain questions that hopefully spark some thoughts in their mind to help them realize, okay, yeah, no, I'm actually not stuck. It's just me being a dented baboon. Yeah, aisle 17. So Zishan must be gone already. No reply. Wait, this guy's not going to tell me what to do. I'm out of here. Oh, again, the get rich quick, the diet pill industry. I mean, it's a real thing and it'll never go away. We're at 2 hours almost. Okay, you are still here. Good. I'm glad to hear that. That's good. That's a good step in the right direction. The fact that I have not scared you away, shout out to you. That's great. today is flying by. Great conversation. The chat box is lighting up. We're having all sorts of stuff. I can't believe we're already at 2 hours. It feels like 20 minutes. Last week, a day like today, I would have been like, okay, we got to be coming up on 3 hours. And I'd look and it'd be like, 45 minutes. What? Yeah, hit that like button. Hit that like button if you have not yet. And for everybody that already has, fantastic. All right, I'm turning on the fan. The heat's starting to get to me. I like this channel. Well, good, Zoe. Or Zoe. Is it Zoe or Zoe? I'll call you Steppen. Good job, Or I'm glad, Steppen. Welcome. Hey, good. We're getting some new people here today that aren't like, he's mean. He's a jerk. I'm not a jerk. I'm just not good with words, so I prefer to just talk in a black and white way. I'm not an eloquent man. Is this a long, or is this hammer about to sucker me in? I don't know. Can this hammer be trusted? Every night. I guess I could try. It'd be minimal risk. Yes, that's true. Fed meeting is, yeah, T-minus less than 90 minutes. Yeah. What? Yeah, my filter. I don't have a very, I mean, I do have a filter, but it's a Temu filter. I have a Temu filter. So like what I say just comes out pretty black and white. It did a dip. Oh my goodness. That's potentially a bannable comment there, Kyle. By the way, I do want to give a shout out to Zooks. I beat him up all the time. He has a good sense of humor, though. But it is still nonetheless crazy to think that I can be talking to somebody in the Alaska wilderness, aka Charles, and at the same time be hanging out with, people that live in their parents' basement. It's kind of wild. What do I expect from the Fed? I'm just playing the odds, so I expect them to keep it the same. But that is not any sort of deep thoughts on my part. I'm just going with the expectation. So I'm just playing probabilities. Now, in my personal opinion, I think they should raise rates. But you didn't ask me my personal opinion. You said, what do I expect? Do you have strategy alerts set up, or do you make all your entries just... good question. I just read the chart. That's fair. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So yeah, what do I want? I want them to raise rates. What do I expect? Well, I'm just playing the odds. I'm expecting them to hold rates the same. Yeah. That is an apt analogy. That's as I've always said, and as I teach people in the mentorship, all this is a story. All we're looking at is a story. The story of what? How buyers and sellers are interacting with one another. And this story of buyers and sellers and their decisions is reflected via the two king indicators, volume and price movement. That's it. That's all we're looking at. It's a storybook of a market made up of buyers and sellers making decisions. And that's what a decision is measured by. Volume and price. Now, I mean, can you build a cult around that? Like, is that a little simplified? It is, but that's what's going on. But yes, if I'm trying to build a cult with like a bunch of fancy, overcomplicated terms, I found the greatest meme ever. It was like bear flag. Let me see if I can find it. It was hilarious. No. All right. Not going to be. Anyways, one it was that one where it's like the guy's like this, and then the bottom image is that same guy going like that, and the one was this. It just said bear flag, And the one where it's like that was like some convoluted word salad of nonsense. Since you are my financial advisor, what is your take on FOMC? Um, yeah, I'm just playing the odds. The odds right now are like 75% or 70% that it'll stay the same. So, as somebody that's just playing the odds, sounds like they're going to be staying the same. Either way, though, Black Magic, I fully expect there to be a lot of movement no matter what is chosen. Well, that didn't work. Welcome to the club. It happens, brother. I am interested in a long down here, but we still got a ways before that happens. Up 1,450, get locking. Nice. Good job. Can you bet on that, Slomaro? Like, I think you're kidding, but I know those betting sites are actually so ridiculous that I could actually see you. I could actually see that being a real thing. Have you ever tried using full dom? What do you mean by full dom? Like, I know that this is the dom over here, but what do you mean by full dom? They used to bet on Paul's tie color. Oh, okay, so that's actually like a real thing. Okay, yeah, that's crazy. It seems to me these meetings are way less important each time. Yeah, I'd probably disagree on that. Fed announcements have become, I mean, for really. Now, there was a time, and this was a long time ago, where I think before, let me put it this way, I think, and I could be wrong because this was a little before my time, but I think before the financial crash, I don't think the Fed announcement was that big of a deal because I think it was like everything's fine, interest rates, whatever. But then once the '08 happened and the crash and all that, then the announcements became very, very important because are they going to cut? Are they going to keep? And it seems like ever since '08 ish, it kind of seems like everybody does still continually always care about the Fed and what they're going to do. Who took it? Who took what? What did you call? I must have missed it. Okay, all right, Niraj, I see it. You think 485 is a good point. Okay, brother, you got to remember, you were giving income. Yeah, that's not a trade plan, though. You didn't give us a stop loss and you didn't give us a target. You know what I mean, brother? So, like, the most value trade plan is going to be the three numbers. So, you gave us one of three. So, next trade plan, brother, hit us up with those three numbers, brother. And when you hit us up with those three numbers, I will sing you a sweet, sweet little lullaby. $10 always? Your stop loss is always 10 points? Or are you just saying today is 10 points? Okay. Yeah, well, if you don't mind if you don't mind just reminding us of that in your alert, that would be great. When Greenspan was there, it was vogue to predict rates boost. I still remember, like when oil went up over, I think $100 for the first time. Was that part of the financial crash? I don't remember. I do remember a part though, or a time though, where like any sort of oil nudity, any sort of oil news, like the rig count, anything to do with oil, like everybody was watching. Like the market really cared about all that sort of stuff because oil was such a big deal. But yeah, that didn't last for like as far as I'm aware right now. Nobody really cares about the rig counts. But yeah, the interest rate has been pretty relevant for as far as I can pretty much remember. What was the other market I traded today? What do you mean? This is normal trade. Oh, maybe you're a little backwards. Yeah. This is my NQ trades. This is MNQ. So maybe I'm assuming you thought that was my MNQ and then this was something else. Well, I know by that, but I'm saying, why would you think anything different? You see two numbers. But now the more I thought about it, I'm assuming you thought this is MNQ because it's smaller and then this is something else. But no. So I can see why you would think that. But no, that's NQ and this is MNQ. Not sure there's good action after the first. Are you saying today that there has not been good action after the first 2 hours? I don't know, man. Again, we all have different strategies, so we all have different definitions of good action. But, man, this has been pretty nice. This has been pretty textbook here. I mean, heck, even that. A couple of hammers straight. I mean, yeah. So I would, for me, for what I'm looking at, I would say, yeah, the action has been solid all day. Might try a short here. Put my first target right there. Looking for like basically a little miniature double top, but also on the 5 minute, this makes even more sense because we have the 21 EMA that I'm hoping it smacks it back down. Clay is on it. Okay. CDP, go back to the 18-minute mark. What you see here is quite deceiving. So go back to the 18-minute mark if you want full context. All right, stopped out on that one. So over here on the 5 minute, that's what I was looking at. And yeah, as of now, it is now pushed up through that 21 EMA. So therefore, losing trade. Do I have a yellow line anywhere? Do I need to throw it? No, doesn't look like it. Haven't been on the futures all day. Does everyone know about the rule to not trade during event? Well, I mean, that's all dependent on what prop firm you're using. Uh-oh. No. Charles, what do you trade? Are you what kind of what are you trading right now? Because I know that whatever you're okay, I guess I don't know. Are you saying you use Thinkorswim to trade with or just to get your data for like charts and stuff? Again, take Robert Trader, you can't trade during the event on a pro account. On an eval, you can. Was mainly stocks. Yeah. Well, Charles, I would suggest that in the category of day trading futures through a prop firm is way better than day trading stocks at this point in time. There's way less risk. Futures move way better, and you don't need that big of movements to make really quality money. Now, on the flip side, that can add up against you too. Money can disappear very quickly, which is where the prop firm part comes into play, because prop firms is ultimately a risk management tool. So yeah, do not think I need a prop. I assure you, you need a prop. Because one bad day using your own funds can be a very, very, very bad day. Here, I'll show you if somebody else. I've heard those words before. I don't need a prop. And then they were in the wrong place at the wrong time. Not even broke a lot of rules, just a couple of rules. And then, yeah, that's real money right there. So, and you can see that after our move, I will get into futures, and by that meant in a prop too. So, now, am I saying that this is happening all the time to people? I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is it just takes one. It just takes one, and a whole lot of progress is gone just like that. So, I would suggest to you that having a prop is a good thing, especially somebody that is new and all that. I don't think so, margin call. So yeah. A lot of people kind of, and I'm not saying these people are wrong, but a lot of people, I think, not prioritize, but kind of their lists are wrong. They're like, oh, reason number one, props are awesome is all the leverage it gives you. Oh man, reason number one, props are awesome is, you can copy trade. It's like, well, no, for me, reason number one is your risk is insulated, because worst case, you blow up the account and you're out like $100, as opposed to being in the same trade with your money, and that $100 is like $2,000. No, not right now, Kyle. No, yeah, no, small. Don't even get like, if you want to truly like have me lose my mind, it is the whole anybody still perpetrating small cap stocks day trading as a good idea. That is 5 years ago. I'll accept that premise, but it is just mathematically provable not a good idea. Now the people that are making other people think, I understand why. They built their entire business on small cap stocks. So yes, they pigeonholed themselves into a corner. Like, I built my entire business on small caps. So I guess I kind of stick, but that day and age is gone. The invention of micro futures and prop firms makes small cap stocks irrelevant. But Clay, they can explode with short squeezes 500%. Irrelevant. Futures are still better. Again, mathematically provable. You can still make way more money on futures for way less at risk. I know that sounds like a scam, but that's just the math of prop firms and how great futures move. So yes, Z3, it drives me insane. Again, I don't blame the new person that just shows up and they stumble across these people. But those people full well know better. But I understand it from a business sense. They pigeonhole themselves in. Which is why ultimately the core of this live stream is to grab those options day traders, to grab those small cap stock traders and be like, hey, let me show you something that is mathematically way more efficient. Clay, did you invest in any bottleneck companies? What do you mean? What's a bottleneck company? Like, I know what a bottleneck is, and like like if you're building a conveyor belt or assembly line and there's a bottleneck, like, I know that's a bad thing. But I don't know what you mean by bottleneck companies. I don't know. Z3. All I know is the prop firms make all that math way easy. Yeah, exactly, Richie. Yeah, just the amount that a prop firm will save you. It's just, yeah, the math is just the math. And one bad drawdown. Well, I mean, Mike, I suppose that's true, but that's also true if you use your own money. Right? So I could say in your sentence, using your own money, my understanding is using your own money, you can be statistically profitable over time, and one bad drawdown blows an account, no matter how large you have grown it. Yeah. I mean, that can equally happen in real money too. Like what you just said is, can one bad trade ruin a lot of good things? Yes, and that equates to prop firms or trading with your own money. However, in a prop firm, okay, this is assuming you are taking payouts. But if you are taking payouts and you blow that account, well, those payouts are already out of the account. So those gains are officially locked in. But if you're doing that with your own money and you're growing, that's also the danger. If you're not taking money out and getting payouts and you're just keeping it in there because you're trying to grow the account bigger, then yeah, you can literally lose all your progress. At least with a prop firm, you could lose the account, but assuming you've been taking payouts, you have at least protected those gains, right? So in other words, let's say just to keep that, let's say you're in a 50K proper account, and then you get 10,000 in payouts. So you could choose to just leave those payouts in and have the 60K account, or you could lock in those 10K. I'm on team. I'm going to lock in those 10K. So here you go. Those 10K are locked into your bank account, out of harm's way. You then have a bad trade. This account is gone. Well, hey, at least you still have this right here. At least you still have your 10K. Whereas using your own money, what does all this look like? Well, using your own money, you're at 50K. And then you go up to 60K. And you're like, well, I want to keep growing this. So I'm going to leave those 10K in. And then you have a terrible trade. And I don't know. That same terrible trade is like a $15,000 loss. And then it's like down here, it's like, okay, well, now all your 10K is gone. And you're down at minus 5K. Whereas the prop firm person, again, they locked in that 10K. So that's something else that's really nice about prop firms is assuming you're paying yourself. When you pull those out of the account, they are now out of harm's way. But if you leave them in your account and you keep trying to grow it, all it takes is one bad one, and those gains are still in your account. Therefore, they're still in harm's way. So hopefully that makes sense. I have never had a payout yet. It's been about a year, 4 accounts a month. Yeah, well, I mean, so let's do some math. 4 accounts a month. I don't know exactly what these accounts are, but for argument's sake. So let's compare this to real money. So 50K, in order to lose that account, it costs you 102 to buy it, but in order to lose it, you have to lose 2,000. So if he's losing 4 a month, and if he was using his own money, well, that means 4 trades times $2,000. That means he's losing $8,000 of his own money per month. And he said he's been at it for about a year. So let's multiply that by 12. That means for him to be sustainable at what he's accomplishing and learning and going through, he would need at least $96,000 of his own money. But if he's using a prop firm, again, each one of these accounts is costing him 102. And if, like I said, he's losing 4 of those per month, and in order to lose it, you would have to lose 2,000. But because it only costs him 102, so we have to multiply this by 4. And then if he's at a year, let's multiply this by 12. So he's right now at $4,896 of his money gone. Again, the math to me suggests I'd rather lose for the same lesson. So this does assume he's learning. So hopefully, F-ball, you are learning. But I would rather pay for the same exact lessons. I'd rather pay $4,896 as opposed to $96,000. So, the power of props right there. They give you way more golf balls to hit. So probability wise, I think if you give somebody 1,000 golf balls to hit, they have a way better chance of learning to hit a golf ball straight compared to 10. No, just because you have 1,000 does not guarantee you will ever learn how to hit a golf ball straight. But in the realm of odds, I'm going to go ahead and put the bet on the person with 1,000 golf balls to hit has better odds to figure out how to hit a golf ball straight compared to the one that has 10 golf balls, aka the one that is using their own money as a trader. Right, because think about it. Here's the prop firm's superpower, the ability to reduce consequences. So let's say there's a bad trade, and let's just quantify that bad trade as you lose $2,000. Now let's look at consequences. So if you are using your own money and you take a bad trade, again, quantified as $2,000, what does that mean? Well, you've lost $2,000. Very straightforward. What happens if you're in a prop account? Well, for the 50K account with Take Prop Trader, you could get it for $102. You could buy an account. Now, in order to lose that account, in order to blow up the account, whatever, that means you'd have to lose $2,000. That would be a rule violation. If you lose 2,000, you're done. So again, same bad trade, same learning lessons from the bad trade of $2,000. Two different consequences. The person using their own money, their consequence is quite literally losing $2,000 out of their wallet. In this situation, the consequence is losing $102 out of your wallet. Because sure, you lose the account because you lost the $2,000, but you only paid $102. So to me, I really appreciate how a prop firm can reduce the consequences, again, of the same bad trade, the same learning lesson from $2,000 to $102. Again, I'm not a math genius, but in that situation, the math suggests to me, I'd rather pay $102 for the same exact lesson compared to $2,000. Is he still? Okay, yes. I'm well aware that Spy Legendary, I don't know why you don't show up more often, but yes, I realize that is his favorite rage bait tactic. So good try, Spy Legendary, but I have a weird mind. I remember certain names, and I remember that is your rage bait tactic. Always trying to get me ranting and raving, but thinking I'm upset. But I know you realize I'm not actually upset. But good try. But you should show up a little bit more often. The last time I saw this name was what? A few months ago? Oh, maybe summer school. Is it finally summer school? You're out of... Okay, oh my goodness. Look at this. Look at this on the 5-minute. We have the pivot point, overnight low, 50 SMA, all right there. Does that guarantee a rejection? It doesn't. But does that mean I'm going to take a swing at it short? Yep. We are right there, short. Okay, I'm short. Come on down. Come on down, brother. I'll take that scalpy scalp, boy. You still have yours from 420? Please tell me that's in your pro account. Please tell me that's in your new pro account. I should get that on a... So my kids keep asking. Because we've done... you can't really tell, but this is the Clay Trader shirt. Anyways. So that's the interesting way to teach my kids about business. You know, some basic profit margins, blah, blah, blah. And they used to help me with it. And then I'd give them the majority of the gains. So they were asking me yesterday, Dad, can we do t-shirts? And it's like, I really don't know if I want t-shirts sitting around for the next 2 years. Right? Because if I sell t-shirts to you guys, I would want it to be 1997. But in order to make that make any sense from a profit margin standpoint, like you have to buy so many. Bulk discount to drive down the price. I just don't feel right at all about charging like $30 for a t-shirt. Like, what? But I think 1997, good price for a t-shirt. But like I said, in order to do that, I have to buy so many, and I don't feel like having t-shirts. But I was thinking that might be fun. Like, do we get like a Duck Soul or a Scalpy Scalp or a, Spankum Cletus, whatever the sayings are. Come on down, brother. But then again, it's like, I don't know, maybe those, like if I knew that they were going to sell out very quickly, then yeah, I'd be all for it. But it's just like, ugh. So yeah, t-shirts, I've thought about it, but it's a tricky thing. Unless everybody's here like, no, Clay, I will gladly spend $35, $40 on a t-shirt. Then okay, I can buy like 10 at a time. But like, I don't want to charge people $30 for a t-shirt. Or like you see sweatshirts and it's like $80 for a sweatshirt. Like I understand why those people, they've got to do that to keep the profit margins where it makes sense. But it's like, dude. No, pre-orders it's not that easy. Pre-orders are not that easy. Unless I'm willing to just cancel it on a bunch of people. And I don't feel like doing all that. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Once again, looking like maybe another short here as another upper shadow is forming. All I will say this is like physical inventory business. What an art. What an art. That is such an art, something that scares me to death. Physical inventory. Sure, I have stuff that I sell, blah, 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 but it's all like virtual, like it's all stored on the cloud. So like there's zero inventory management skill that I need. But like people in the physical inventory where like your stuff literally takes up physical space. Oh, bless your hearts. That what a skill set. You can see how those sorts of businesses, because man, we're doing great. Well, I guess we'll take this money and buy more inventory. Well, now all your cap, like it is a whole nother game of risk. It's crazy. So yeah, I wish it was as easy as just doing a pre-order, but even that has a lot of pitfalls to it. All right, maybe another short. Okay, not maybe, I will. If it wants to come up here, I'll try a short there. Put my stop up there. I was a meat manager. You had to also deal with. Oh, yeah. Okay. And then David, that's true too. And then you talk about grocery stores and where the inventory is perishable. Holy crap. What a skill set. Did I not get filled there? Huh? I don't like this game. I'm going up a little bit more. Yeah, Dave. So that's even crazier. We're like, now your stuff can like go bad. Holy smokes. To me, that is so scary. That is outside of my risk tolerance levels. Physical inventory already too scary. Perishable physical inventory, like I'm crapping my pants. Like that's why I talk to my farmer all the. Okay, just a minute. So for a little bit of context real quick, I own farmland in Iowa. That's where we're building our house. Some of it is farmland, which is rented to a farmer. So when I say I talk to my farmer, that's what I'm talking about. But I tell them all the time, like, you guys are nuts. Like, you guys are doing the stock market, but like in a not liquid environment. Like a farmer's got to be like, okay, I have all this corn. Do I sell it at market prices or do I think next year it's going to be higher? If I think it's going to be higher, then I'm just going to pay to store this corn in these silos. And then next year I'll come to grab that corn and sell it at a higher price. But it's like, but if they're wrong and, crop prices are lower, now they've paid to store corn that is worth even less. Like it is a nutso game. I'm like, yeah, I'd rather just buy a futures contract. And if I'm wrong, I can just get out right away. So like farmers, if anybody thinks farmers are like, the straw cap and talk about businessmen, they all put us traders to shame. They make what we're doing here child's play. Right? If I'm wrong here, I'm going to get out real quick. I'm going to get out right there. But like a farmer, holy smokes. Totally different game. Okay, I'm okay. Well, there we go. And if it's stored and the company goes bankrupt, you lose your corn. Okay, I guess so even crazier. All right, well, these upper shadows just suckered me in, and up we go. Wait, we still got 50 minutes to the announcement. If you are in a Take Profit Trader Pro or Pro Plus account, remember you cannot be in the trade at 1:59 p.m. Eastern, 2 o'clock Eastern, or 2:01 Eastern. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Futures are actually playing the true futures market. And that is something where it's just like, that is actually somebody in real, like, let's face it, you could go to, and I'm making this stat up, but it's got to be, you could go to like 95% of people. And you could say, yeah, I keep an eye on the futures market. And they'd be like, I have no idea what you're talking about. But you go to a farmer, you're like, yeah, I watch the futures market. Oh, yeah, me too. What do you, like, they will 100% understand the language. Now, they're probably more so watching, hogs or, corn or wheat, soybeans. They're watching a little bit different futures than we are. But, like, they will at least full well understand what you mean when you say, oh, yeah, I watch and I trade the futures market. But yeah, farmers are. I tell my farmer this all the time. You are a crazy person. Like I could not bear to stand your equation. Yeah, well, maybe you would say, well, yeah, Clay, but they don't have to deal with Trump tweets. No, Trump tweets can affect farmers. But here's a way more savage variable in their equation. Something called the weather. The weather. That reason alone, I would be stressed out. In fact, I check the weather so many times right now building this house It's crazy. I can't imagine being a farmer with the unknown Trump, the Trump tweet known as the weather. I love you. Hey, I love you too. All love to Polish people. Well, yeah. Well, yeah, yeah. Hey, when's your wife gonna be here, Chris? So I can talk to her. We need. I want to put. I want to put this. We need to find new money. What time can you start trading pro account? Okay, okay. I think you mean on a day like today. Again, if you check your email, it tells you. But if you're with Take Profit Trader and in the Pro or Pro Plus account, you can not be in the trade at 1:59 p.m. Eastern, 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern, or 2:01 p.m. Eastern. And then after that, trade away. We just grinding at this point. Oh, Duck Soul. Okay, I will look for a short up around VWAP, which also happens to be the 200. Okay, I'll try again up here. There we go. Looking for a short. Thank you, Kevin. Good eye. Good eye. Again, if this is some epic V-shaped reversal, well, then I'm going to have some losing trades along the way. But as of now, I don't believe it. I think the general attitude is still bearish. I had a friend with a bison farm. He grows corn to feed them and hopes it doesn't grow because of government. Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah. That's super tricky though. I will say that I have mixed feelings on welfare for farmers, which is a very real thing. Yeah, I know the typical welfare that people think about. But yes, farmers do also get welfare. But to me, that's also a little bit of apples and oranges. Because farmers are out there like they are trying, they are putting in work, and what they do, keeps us alive. So yeah, farmers do get welfare in a sense. They do get government subsidiaries and stuff like that. But farmer welfare compared against other welfare, it's not totally black and white. He's wealthy and knows how to game the system. Yeah, but he's also producing bison. Whereas other welfare people, they're producing nothing and getting welfare. Whereas at least your buddy is producing bison and he is producing corn. Sure, he may not hope the corn grows because maybe he gets more money somewhere else, but he is still actually doing something. So I think that's a detachment between the two welfare systems. Again, I'm not saying I'm fully on board both, but I let me put it this, I'm way more gracious towards one compared to the other. Because at least one people they're actually producing something. They are doing something. You know what I mean? It's a super interesting economical talk though. Like, so to take the page of, yeah, well, nobody should get welfare. Okay, that's fine. If nobody's getting welfare, but it's just like, okay, are farmers going to exist then? Because if the risk does not make sense relative to the reward for whatever reason, like I said, I don't know. I've never had a talk through it, but it'd be an interesting conversation. Right. Again, like I said, I hear you're coming from, and I'm not saying you're even fully wrong. But at least, like I said, at least your buddy is producing bison. He is producing food. Is the system a little shoddy? Is the system, heck, I mean, I'm doing it. I don't know if I'll continue to do it, but the land I bought has CRP on it, which is land that is growing like wildflowers and blah, blah, blah to save butterflies and quail. Is it kind of a stupid system? I mean, should tax dollars really go towards saving butterflies and all this sort of stuff? I don't know. But hey, if it's a system and if I can make the system work, it is what it is, you know? So again, to all of you American taxpayers out there, thank you very much for sending me money on a yearly basis to save butterflies. To be fair though, I mean, I'm still paying into it too, right? I guess I'm just getting some of my money back because I'm also an American taxpayer. So some of my tax dollars is going to fund this, but at least I'm recouping some of my tax dollars. Yeah, Charles. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'll tell you that right now. I am using Take Profit Trader, and then through Take here, Charles. Just watch this. It'll tell you exactly what I'm doing. So you don't need to pay me anything to learn that. Here, Charles. Just watch this, brother. Now, see, that's something where again a little gray. My wife wants to get into bees. Bees are actually like super, or at least so I've been told. Bees are very important to like the ecosystem. So would I be for government incentivizing some people to let some of their land grow so bees can be, done? I don't know. That's interesting. That's an interesting question. And yes, given my wife does have plans for bees, just all of you taxpayers out there, I want you to reassure that we are trying to make the best use of your tax dollars. We are trying to my wife wants to get bees going, not only for the honey, but because, I mean, we literally need bees, I think, for like the plant population to survive. So we are trying our best, all of you American taxpayers who are paying us for this. We are trying not to squander your tax dollars. But yes, at the end of the day, is the system a little shaky? Sure, but it's a system, so it is what it is. Try to make it work for me. You are welcome, Top. Butterflies. Okay, well, we have a lot of butterflies in our field too. It's true. It's true. I mean, talk about a win-win though. Like we're getting honey. Maybe my kids can. Well, I don't know if I want to sell the honey because our neighbors, where we live in Iowa, they used to sell honey before they left. That was good honey. That was real good honey. It was expensive honey, but it was real good honey. But yes, it's kind of cool. Like we're helping to support the ecosystem while getting the delicious product, which could potentially be turned for a profit. But like, dang, I don't know if I want to sell that honey. It's good. Top, correct. Yes. Government. Yeah, that's one of those things where I don't. Again, it's a case by case, but I don't. Like, I'm not totally against welfare, I don't think, but like, it depends. Like, if the government is helping to maybe subsidize somebody that's taking on some risk because they're trying to do bees when bees are like super important, am I actually against that? I don't think so. I don't think so. Am I okay, am I against this? Here's something that I can say, and I don't think this is a spicy take. Oh, where did that go? Do I have to let's see. Or is it gone? Let me check something. It might be gone. Well, this would be good. Okay, I don't find, but it's right here. Okay, I'm against this. So Sour Patch Kids, Snap ETB eligible candy. I'm sorry, and if you think I'm a bad person because of this, that's fine. If you are trying in life and you're come on hard times and you need some food, fine. Let's get you some healthy food. In what world should we as taxpayers be subsidizing Sour Patch Kids? That is government waste. We're as government as taxpayers, we're subsidizing to make people less healthy, which because they're less healthy, then we have to subsidize their health care more. In what world should any candy at all be up for SNAP benefits? Can somebody explain that to me? That's the one. So I am against that type of welfare for sure. So SNAP should only be allowed. Yes, yes, it should be allowed on healthy foods. Correct. In what world should a taxpayer be forced to subsidize somebody else's candy addiction? Let's take taxpayers' dollars to make other people more unhealthy so that later on down the line, we have to take even more tax dollars to subsidize that person's health bill. And yeah, it's just that's what I when I saw that, I could not believe my eyes. I'm like, that can't be real. I'm open to the idea that welfare for people and give them food that is necessary. And I would argue candy, Sour Patch Kids is not necessary for anybody to survive. I mean, I'm sorry, I probably just ruined some of your days that was not aware that yeah, part of food stamps is Sour Patch Kids. No, King. It's very deceptive what you see. If you go back to the 18-minute mark, you'll have more context. But yes, what you see is deceptive. So yes, to wrap up that conversation, there are some gray areas of welfare. But to me that is a very black and white one. Like that is literally counterproductive. Let's take taxpayers' dollars to make people unhealthy so that later on when they have health problems, we can take more tax dollars to fix them up. Yeah, that was stupid. So I chose wrong, huh? Doggone it. Oh, I know. Yeah, I know. I know. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure pop and stuff like that, sugary drinks are all part of that too. I know. If you are on tough times, I am all for some of my tax dollars going to buy you some water. I'm all for that. No problem at all. I understand hard times happen. I'll gladly donate some water for you. But to think that it's crazy. It's crazy. Now, is that a winning political view? Probably not. Probably not. Am I going to get elected by arguing welfare is going to be water? Probably not. But hey, that would be my position. Oh no. Oh no, Kyle. I don't know how I feel about that. To me, I really don't understand. And clearly, I don't think I'd make a very good politician. To me, is that not a winning position? That seems like it seems like I'm being quite reasonable. Hey, I understand people come on hard times. I am willing to help those people out and help them get back on their feet. But with the necessities. But in what world is a sugary drink or Sour Patch Kids a necessity? To me, that's like a common ground. Like that's like me being a good politician. I'm trying to like play both sides. Yeah. So I guess yeah, that'd be the want to handout. There's a big difference between want one and need one. If somebody needs a handout, because again, like I think about my brother-in-law, like way back when, and he didn't like it, But he had to take a little bit of stuff while he was trying to get back on his feet, build his business and construction, blah, blah. That's fine. Like, I like the people that are embarrassed, that would never even tell anybody, like, crap, I'm not telling anybody I'm on food stamps. I got to get off these things ASAP. Like, those are the people I actually want on it. I am more than willing. I think that is a good investment to help somebody that's embarrassed to be on SNAP or food stamps, that doesn't want to tell anybody they're on food stamps because they want to get off it as quick as possible. Those are the people I'm all for giving some help. But yeah, the people that are like, expect it, manipulate the, like, it's like, okay, what are we doing here? The person in front of me yesterday bought T-bone steaks. Yeah. Okay, that makes me sound, I mean, I hear what you're saying, and that seems kind of ridiculous, but at least it's like good protein, good meat. Yes, it's a steak. I 100% get what you're saying, but at least there's like some health benefits there. You know what I mean? I do hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. But I think I'd be more angry if I saw the person in front of me using SNAP to get alcohol, cigarettes, chips, Sour Patch Kids. You know, it'd be like, well, wait a second. There's like, this is, not only is there zero nutritional value, it's like counterproductive nutritional value. It's making you more unhealthy. So 20 years from now, you're going to need more of my tax dollars to fix your diabetes. All the Mormons with multiple wives, all on government. Oh, really? Oh, yeah, no, I understand. Like, I get it. I get it. Like, the companies in that business, they're well aware of all this. I understand, like, 100%. If they were having a BBQ and they said no, they were not allowed to purchase dog food with welfare card. I don't get it. I asked someone if they were going to have. Sorry, I'm not sure what. Okay, here we go. Looking for a long here on the pullback. Maybe I should be buying here at the 21, but I'm going to wait. Try to get a little bit. Okay, come on. Hit me and then hammer. This seems like a very legitimate place I could get a hammer. No, there's the hammer. It didn't fill me, though. Doggone it. See? That's the problem. That's why broad statement trading is worthless. I called that. You heard me say it. This looks like a good spot to get a hammer. And then we got a nice hammer. That was worth, I don't know, about 20 points. I didn't make any money from it, though. Why? Because I got the details wrong. I didn't get the right entry point. The meat was for... Oh! Dang. I read a bacon factory and business slowed down here recently. One of the top 3 reasons was the decrease in EBT benefits. Yeah, well. Yeah, those food companies. If I don't have funds to purchase funded accounts, is it okay to be No! Zealot, no! What? No! No, it is not okay. I don't want you losing your dad's money like that. No. No, Niraj. The 130 manipulation, we were informed yesterday. It was nothing. It was a nothing burger. This take price, I don't know. Dude, maybe next time I'll have to be like, that'll be a suggestion. Hey, you got to get in the SNAP benefit somehow. We need prop firm stamps. All right, let's do it. I'm gonna start to lobby my politician. Listen, can we get prop firm stamps? No. We don't need food stamps. We need prop firm stamps. Why? Because I don't want you losing your dad's money. That's why. Save up your own money and then use that to buy a prop account. Maybe slow. Yeah, potentially. But yeah, I like Peter Schiff, and I like his argument, which I agree with. Um, the way you fix a lot of this is you got to take power away from the government, right? Smaller government. Why? So what you guys are saying is, well, yeah, but those sugar companies lobby government to make that stuff okay. It's like, I agree. But if you took power away from the government where they didn't have the power to do that sort of stuff, then who would those big sugar companies lobby? Us as consumers. They would just give us the best product possible at the best price possible because they would have to lobby us, the people. But given the government has a lot of power and continues to get more power, well, of course, all the big money is going to go towards the government instead of we, the consumers, right? So I really like that argument by Peter Schiff. Smaller government is a good thing. The only reason why the lobbyists go to where they go is because that's where the power is. But if we, the people, had more power, the money is going to flow towards us in different forms. So, okay, don't even say are you trading FOMC? If you want to be honest with yourselves, just ask, who's gambling FOMC? Because that's what it is. And we'll see. Will I throw in a gamble, Zealot? We'll see. But it'll be a gamble. I'm not gonna lie to myself and make it sound like I'm trading. No, it's a gamble. Hey, Lexit. So yes, I'm a small government individual, if you cannot tell. I choose to err on the side of small government. And one of my big reasons is that Peter Schiff argument. To me, that makes a lot of sense. If you complain about lobbyists, all you are actually complaining about is government being too big. Because the lobbyists are simply going to those with the most power, which is the government. So if the government gets bigger, then that just means there's going to be more lobbyists that go to the government because that's where the power is. But if government gets smaller and more power returns to the people, guess where those lobbying dollars are going to go? To the people. With, again, better products at ideally better pricing and so on and so forth. Because that's the way they're going to make their profit. They can't rig the system by paying off politicians because politicians don't really have any power. I hear you, Zealot. Like I said, I'm open. I have zero problems with this argument. Clay, I don't feel like going to Las Vegas. That's a plane ticket and hotel fees. I'd just rather be a degenerate gambler here in my underwear in my mom's basement. Hey, as a couponer, as somebody who's looking to try to save as much money, I agree. Yeah, use that plane ticket, use those hotel fees to buy some more prop accounts. As long as you're not calling yourself a trader, that's fine. That's fine. I agree with that argument. But please don't call yourself a trader, behave as a degenerate gambler, and then tell all your friends you're a trader. That gives the rest of us a bad name. Right. So it sounds like your local government needs to be smaller. Double A. That's what I walk away with that. I walk away with your local government is too big. The lobbyists go to the politicians. How do we get less politicians? Well, it's not about necessarily less politicians. It would be about the power that the politicians have. All right, 24 minutes. 24 minutes until fireworks. No, agreed, Zach. Agreed. Usually things slow down quite a bit. In fact, that was my premise. If you guys heard me tell my buddy that, I thought things would have slowed down, and that was wrong. Things have stayed very active. Agreed. I'm not sure why people in their mom's Well, I mean, to be fair, that's all context. An 11-year-old in their mom's basement is different than a 31-year-old. Also, a 31-year-old that's on hard times but has lived in the mom's basement to save up money, to get a mortgage, to go out there and build a business, that is even different than a 31-year-old doing nothing, playing video games, eating Cheetos all day, right? So there's many contexts. I'm all for the 31-year-old living in their mom's basement because by doing so, it saves them some money so that they can save up money to go start a business or something like that. I'm all for that. But the 31-year-old eating Cheetos, playing video games, yeah, we're gonna have a talk. Yeah. I did. I'm sorry, double. I did. I don't know. I don't know with the math. I'm not quite sure. I don't know, man. That's all best I can. And I'm sorry. That's a crappy answer on my part. I'm not sure. Clay, I eat Cheetos, not, and that's fine. That's fine, Amarius. But you seem to be a motivated individual. So if I had to guess, based on the impressions you've given me, your plan is to soon or as soon as possible be out of your mom's basement, which is fine. If your mom's basement is a means to an end, fine. But if your mom's basement is just, yeah, this is nice, I don't have to do anything, I want to stay here as long as possible, yeah. Can I go over my trades? No, not really. I've made a lot. I've made a lot. I bet your wife would love if your kids stay on the homestead. No, no. Now, ideally, if they have their own homes and they still want to come back and work on the homestead, maybe, who knows? Maybe the homestead turns into like a small farm operation. I'd be all for that. That'd be great. Yeah, double. I'll look at it again. Um, but yeah, yeah. As of now, I'm not a known. Y'all must have some cool moms. Mine drives me nuts. I think it's Slow Morrow. I'm assuming you're a dude. Are you a guy? That's right, JJ. Yeah, I think it's different between guys and girls. Like, I love my mom, don't get me wrong. I love my parents, don't get me wrong. But the thought of living with my parents, eh. But I think my wife, she'd probably be a little bit more open to living with her parents. I don't think she necessarily would want. I just think there's a difference. Thank you, Kyle. Yeah, please keep that up. Keep that up, brother. Hey, Shammy. Hello? I said Shammy, and my phone just went, uh huh. Shammy. Siri. How are you doing today? I feel good. Thanks for asking. Do you ever feel bad? Siri, do you ever feel bad? You don't understand, question mark. So it's only possible for you to feel good, question mark? Oh, okay, and then it just shut down. Siri, dang. All right, so right there, AI is predisposed to only ever feel good. Maybe that's a good thing, though. That might be a good thing. Okay, you might want to ask. Go. Okay, those of you that have Siri, say, "How are you doing today?" It'll probably say, "I'm doing great," and then ask, "Do you ever feel not great?" I'm like, "I don't understand." So, okay, maybe the doom days are doom. Everybody that thinks AI is going to take over, maybe not, because Siri does not even understand what it's like to feel bad. This conversation feels like my brain without Adderall. I don't know what does Adderall do to your brain? Okay, I won't say it. I won't say the S word anymore. I think big players have been setting up their positions and markets is blasting up. Yeah, my theory earlier was like maybe people know that it's going to be a rate increase. So that downtrend was like people, bigger money slowly exiting their positions. But that theory is kind of falling apart now because who are all these people slowly buying to bring the price back up? Adderall is medication for ADD. Yeah, I guess I meant it more so Izzy HTX. I can't tell if they're like if they were making fun of me or not. I can't tell if they were making fun of the conversation when they said this conversation feels like my brain without Adderall. I don't know if that's a compliment or if that was a punch to my face. Okay, all right. I think it's suggesting that it's a very random. They must. Are you new around here, Izzy HX? Because if you're suggesting that's a very random topic, you must be new. Random topics are the name of the game here. Could it be the shorts covering before the fight? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's always fun to speculate. Again, to be fair to myself though, it kind of dawned on me when people are like, "Are we gonna talk trading or not?" They're in the wrong because on the thumbnail image for this, it does say lunchtime trading analysis, and then in parentheses it says and chit chat. And oh boy, do we chit chat about all? I mean, what we went down all kinds of rabbit holes today. True, yeah. Whether it goes up or down, that is the good part. If you're willing to short, then technically you really don't care what price it goes. Yeah, right, exactly. Come hang out. We're just at the water cooler. Things sometimes get a little spicy around here. But today we got a couple new people. Charles and somebody else was like, "Hey, I like this place. I like the no BS." Hey, Timbo. That's true. We do. Chit chat. Chat chit. How much could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? That's my specialty. Now, Sally, the Sally and seashells on the seashore, that one's rough for me. Oh, I don't know. We have not looked that far into the distance. Will it trend or chop at FOMC? Historically speaking, it'll go all over the place. But the problem with it will go all over. How far is the go? I don't know. That's what makes it hard because sometimes it'll go 200 points in one direction and you're like, there's no way it's going any further. So you might like, so let's say it's going down and it's going and it's gone down 200 points and you're like, there's no way it goes down more. So then you buy at 200 points and then it's like got another 400 points it wants to go down. So yeah, it'll go both ways, but how far is the go? I don't know. Buckle up. Buckle up. Buckle up, boys. Oh yeah, it'll reverse. It'll reverse. The problem is where and how far in the certain direction does it go before it reverses? That's the $1 million question. Scary drawdown. The numbers you see are very deceptive. So if you want full context, go back to the 18-minute mark of the live stream. Oh crap. Whoops. Oh, that wasn't it. That was no. Oh, okay, no, that was irrelevant. Irrelevant. Nothing burger. Just taking care of something real quick. I personally believe that market will go up on today's news and today's daily candle will close green. Yeah, but even stuff like that still doesn't really accomplish anything, right? Because let's just say the premise is today's, which is yours, today the candle will close green. It's like, okay, but like, what happens if it drops 300 points before closing green and you went long? You got cooked on the 300-point drop. So it's just like, welcome to why FOMC is very crazy. Okay, Zooks, you're going on vacation again. You cannot trade the pro account anyways. Okay, we'll give him another minute. Minute vacation. Yeah, that is what makes broad statements so hard. Well, I think the daily's going to have a red candle. You could be right, and you could cook 30 accounts. Because if on its way to going down, it keeps snapping back up 200 points at a time, and you keep cooking all these accounts, it's just like, yeah. That's why it's all about the three numbers. Now, with the way it's taking shape, this seems like it's trying to take shape for a move up. That would be my guess right now. Emphasis on guess. Also, we still have 11 minutes. But we have the move up. We've got the pullback. Pullback is consolidating very nicely at the overnight low. So if you pushed me into a corner and you said, listen, brother, on the announcement, which way is the initial spike? I would say up based on what I see right now. But it could also do something like this. It could drop down here, 80 points, and then go up. And it's like, okay, well, initial spike just cooked a bunch. So, yeah. Once more, if you are entering into the trade from basically, I don't know, 157 forward, you no longer trading. You have put your cards, I don't even know if this analogy makes sense because I'm not a huge gambler, but you have set maybe you've set your chips on black. And then you're going to see what happens. The spike could be down, but move will be up. The spike could be up, but the move will be down. I mean, that's also true. So at the end of the day, nobody knows. And if anybody is trying to make it sound like they know what's going to happen, that's like a breadcrumb of them being dishonest. Dishonest at worst, at best, totally ignorant. If I want to YOLO, do I get 150? Now, if it's a test account, sure. You are allowed to YOLO, take profit trader test accounts. If you are in a pro account, you cannot be in the trade or pro plus, you cannot be in the trade at 159, 150, 159, 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern or 2:01 p.m. Eastern. All right. Legendary is just gonna YOLO. Well, yes. Shammy, I appreciate you using the word could. That's great. Way better than using the word will. I agree it could, but I mean, that could all just be crazily wrong too, right? I told you, Zook. Did you not? Okay, I'm crazy right now. I could have sworn that we had the conversation. If I were forced into a corner, what direction do I think it would go? Can you guys answer that for Zooks? Because I could have sworn we just had this conversation, and now he's asking me it like we did not. I just not explain all that. Thank you, King Curls. Yes, thank you. I'm glad. I did say that. Long. My guess is long. Although to be fair, it's the long move's already kind of happening. It would have been way better had the price stayed below this area right here. But yeah, Zooks, my answer is long. Preferably, though, we get a little bit of a pullback here. So preferably, like right, the price is like right here at the announcement. And then do we get an initial spike up? If I were forced to guess, that is my guess. But a couple key things going on. It's a guess, and I'm being forced to guess. By the way, I don't trade news, right? Because it's impossible to trade news. People only gamble news. So yes, you don't gamble news. I hear ya. Agreed. Ty says it's a big guess. Yes, not only am I guessing, it's a big guess. Clay, you don't trade on news. Again, I reject the premise it's possible to even trade on news. Nobody trades news. They are gambling the news. Let's call everything what it is. Enter at 159 would be my guess. Because by 2, it's going to be too late. I'm getting so old. I was putzing around last night on the computer without these glasses. I wasn't sure, and I could already feel the headache starting to come on. These glasses are a lifesaver. Well, I mean, Shammy, it's a little bit different. It depends on how you view prop firms, right? If you view prop firms the way I do, as in each account is a trade and the stop loss associated with that trade is whatever you bought the account for, then if you're going to YOLO a trade, swing big, okay, like when your risk is $100, okay, whatever. No, some people may like, no, Clay, I don't. Fair enough too. I'm just saying it depends on how you view prop firms, and that's how I view them. Each account itself is a trade. The stop loss associated with that trade is whatever you purchased it for, because that is the amount that's actually at risk. Again, Spy Legendary, honestly, it's hard to take you serious because I don't know if you're just rage baiting right now. That's a problem with pretty much always constantly rage baiting. So yeah, I don't, yeah, okay. I'll just say, okay, cool. We are, yeah, turn into seniors. Thank you, Shammy. You beautiful baboon. Not as beautiful as me, though. But let's not get too carried away. Again, Chris. Spy Legendary likes the rage bait. I'm assuming he's just rage baiting and is not that stupid. But the guy loves the rage bait, okay? So just keep that in mind. All right, 157. Okay, oh my, are you, did I not? Okay, here we go. Maybe it happens. Like I said, have this trend line. It's pulling back. Let's see if the news can come out right when it's down at this trend line. We'll see what happens. I'll cheer for up because that's what I said, and that's what I don't think Zooks is lying to me. But supposedly Zooks bought a 150 account with code Clay for this. Whether or not that's true, I don't know. Zook's jokes around at times, so I'm not quite sure. Three minutes. Well, less than 3 minutes at this point, but. And I expect it to be crazy until maybe the remainder of the day. Because the speech is also going to be crazy. And the speech starts at what, 2:30? Zooks, forward me the email that you got from Take Profit Trader that you bought. Clay@claytrader.com. Forward me the email showing me that you actually just bought an account. Forward me that email. I still have the one. Sorry, Brian, I missed it. Is this on your pro account? I know I've asked you this before and you probably replied, but I missed that reply. Zooks, here you go. For Zooks. You got to email it to me or you're banned. I want to see that you actually bought an account. Clay@claytrader.com. There you go. Forward me the email that they send when you buy a new account. Go ahead, forward me that 150K account that you said you're going to buy with code Clay. No, I just think I want to see if Zooks was lying to me or not. My spidey senses were saying he was lying, but I'm wrong. Okay, here we go. Let's see what happens. Okay, there's the initial spike up. So I would assume they held rates the same. Rates the same. There we go. That's disappointing. I was really hoping they'd increase them. Okay, Zooks, now go ahead, forward me that email showing that you bought the 150K. Chris, nobody here is watching NVIDIA, brother. Like, if you're not gonna trade futures, that's fine. But like, dude, you're I want to respect your time. We're talking futures here, brother. Now, am I seeing this right? Is this only 150 points? If I'm being honest, I would have thought more than 150 points. Don't get me wrong, 150 points is a lot, but I would have thought a little bit more than that. Well, those three guys were the only honest ones. So those three guys, props to them for being honest. I find it funny when people risk so much trying to capitalize. Well, yeah. You also have to remember that this is the internet where people say stuff, and is the stuff they say, is it actually true? Well, you know. But yeah, I really thought, sure, I was right on my guess. It did go up, whatever. But like if I would have thought more. I would have thought more. Wait, I know, shocking that people lie on the internet. It's crazy. In some senses, it makes sense why a Trump candle would print more, though, because a Trump candle is completely out of nowhere. At least everybody, well, if you were a responsible trader, then you should have known that this was all coming. So let me put it this way: here's a test on whether or not you have a flaw in your morning routine. If what you just saw here is like, where did that come from? Whoa, did Trump just tweet? What is going on? Is the war about? Okay, that would be a sign that you don't check the economic calendar as part of your morning routine. This movement here, in the sense of the fact that there is a bunch of volatility and volume, should not have surprised anybody. If you were surprised by it, that is a breadcrumb that you have now left behind. That tells us you need to check. You need to have a better morning routine. Quick market maker slam. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this one, like I said, I would have thought more, especially when you consider it. What was it? This right here. What was this? Wasn't this So the low of this candle was 840. High of that was, yeah, this right here was a 100-point candle in and of itself. And this wasn't any sort of like announcement. It was just opening candle. So this candle here, I mean, really only beat it by about 40 points. You gotta think that this was scored big for a lot of people. Because if anybody was thinking up, it was polite about it. It didn't do this. Snap down and then go up. So in other words, people that were gambling up got cooked right here and then it went up. No, this one, the announcement was made and it went, I mean, minor move down and then straight up. So that was actually, I mean, that was basically best case scenario. If you were gambling that it was going to go up and you were in beforehand, congrats. Like you just passed an account. Things worked out very well. The problem, which can oftentimes happen, is yeah, it might go up, but first and then goes up. Oh, did it really on ES? Let's look at ES real quick. What? Oh, I guess you said MES. Oh, duck so MES. This was not nice. This was not nice at all. Okay, so MES decided to first go down, slaughter all kinds of people, and then go up. That's whoo! Oh my goodness. Raspberry trades. Nothing burger. We'll see what happens during actual meeting. Well, I mean, I don't know about a nothing burger. 150 points is still big. But did I think it'd be a little bit bigger of a burger? I did. I know a few traders who mostly trade the. Again, I reject that premise. They are not trading the news. They are gambling news, and they say it's all about chasing the dopamine hit. Right. So they're gambling. They're chasing after dopamine. And I push back on that because these people are the ones that fail miserably eventually, and then they go tell their friends and family, well, trading's just gambling. Anybody that trades is actually just a gambler. It's like, well, no, you traded as gambling because you were chasing after dopamine. So no, your friends are not trading the news. They're gambling the news. At least they're honest about it, though, that they're just simply chasing, they're drug addicts, right? They're chasing the chemical reaction of dopamine. That is rough though on MES. Yikes. Well, I mean, how far it was from 20. I don't. So on ES, is 20? If something goes 20 points against you on ES or MES, is that pretty big for you ES traders out there? Like NQ 20 points. I mean, it's nothing that crazy, but I don't know. I'm not. So, question for you ES MES traders: is 20 points against you quite a bit? Like, is that enough to cook accounts? Yeah, okay, that's fair. Yeah, depending on size. So, like, let's say moderate size. Okay, 15 and 20 is a mad stop loss. Gotcha. Okay. I have no idea what Spy Legendary just said. Punctuation goes a long way, though. Well, at this point, I would say I got this massively wrong. This is not what I guess to be fair, this is still 50 points between these two distances. Like this is still jumping around quite a bit. But even with that, I did think it'd probably be a little bit more crazy than this. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 35 yeah, 50 to 70 points is a lot in NQ for sure. For sure, for sure. Yeah, Shammy, I appreciate you using the word could. I agree. Because there are no guarantees, but the word could is like, yeah, the market could have also malfunctioned and then nothing would have happened. That could have happened too, right? Like you can play fun games with could. So Zooks, you were not honest. Why'd you gotta do that? Thank you. Thank you. You have used code Clay a lot. I don't know why what was the point in lying about that though? I don't understand that. They are long. I saw them buy in the morning. Okay, yeah, I can only take so much of this Spy Legendary guy. We'll put him in a timeout. I'm pretty sure he's just rage baiting right now, but like when you're constantly rage baiting, it gets old very quickly. So, yeah. I mean, I understand that, Zooks, but I also know what you said. Well, I guess it's fine. I don't know. I don't understand the point of lying about all that. Like, it seems just like I understand a lie if it's like getting you something. I'm not saying it makes it right, but like I understand, okay, he lied because he got X, or he potentially got XYZ by the lie. But this lie was like pointless. Okay, yeah, okay. That's fine because I actually don't care that much. But just for the record, you didn't send me the email I asked. You sent me a screenshot. I asked for you to forward me the email of the account you supposedly bought. Don't worry about doing it. But yeah. I am interested in a long ride here if it wants to pull back. We have the VWAP there. We have the 21 EMA. So it might take a swing at it here. Not might. I will. Let me throw the order out. There we go. All right. See you later, Sky Mountain. Maybe this is not the healthy pullback I believe it to be. And if this decides it wants to all of a sudden reverse over. Yeah, a smooch. Yeah, got a smooch straight here. Doggone it. All right, there we go. Another great example of broad statements only going so far. I was right. Wanted a pullback, wanted a bounce, but that's just broadly speaking. The details I got wrong. My entry point was slightly off. Okay, Chris, this is the stuff that drives me nuts. Especially when I like you, Chris, people are going to accuse me and you of scripting this. Like, I literally just got done talking about why broad statements are worthless, and then you come to play the told you so game of, man, such and such jumped, then it reversed to the mean. Who would have thought? AKA, I told you so. Well, yeah, Chris is going on vacation. Well, I called it. You called nothing. You called nothing practical. Because I also called buying the pullback there. And I was right. But notice I didn't make any money from it. It's a play of mine. No, okay, Chris, why have you not been banned? This guy is one of the biggest clowns. I always give him, like, hopefully he comes back. Because he does seem like a nice guy, I think. So I never ban him. But he's got to go for now. So once again, because apparently I cannot give this life lesson enough, there is zero upside to trying to set yourself up like Chris did to be able to say, I told you so. There is zero upside. Let me explain. Let's say you're right, and then you come back like Chris just did and said, I called it, or in other words, I told you so. Have you ever come across anybody? Do you like an I told you so person? Like, does it make you feel good when something happens and then somebody pipes up and says, I told you so? No, nobody likes an I told you so person. So best case, you're right, but then nobody likes you because you choose to say, I told you so. Or let's say you're wrong, it doesn't happen, and then you just look stupid for acting all, overly confident about something, and then you're wrong. So it's quite literally a lose-lose. Either you're an I told you so person, nobody likes that, or you just look flat out wrong. So for Chris, that's supposedly married to a doctor, that's supposedly all this stuff, for him not to realize this social, to be this socially unaware, it really makes me question, is he actually who he says he is, or is he actually like a 13-year-old that still is working on social awareness? again, it literally makes no sense to have the end goal. Okay, I'm going to speak in a way where I can eventually come back and say I told you so. That's the dumbest thing ever. That's a lose-lose. That's a lose-lose. That it's something that I would expect from like my kids that are still trying to learn about social awareness. So like, is he really married to a doctor? That's a tough pill for me to believe. Okay, going for a long here. If that green line turns blue, I'm in. Okay, I'm in. Come on. Let's see that bounce, brother. Yeah, I'm not liking it. I wanted to see it a little bit more. This is the third bounce, too. So it gets a little bit more leery. The more and more, it's like, eh. So. We love it, I told you. No, but like, seriously. If you were here and if you're like, oh, Clay, I love it when people say I told you so. Like, you are the first person I've ever met that actually finds an I told you so person pleasant to be around. I don't know, like... it's such a lose-lose situation. You should bring people on live chat with you. I have thought about that. Like some of these clowns, I would love to, but I don't think they would. I think what we would find is somebody bumbling over their words, somebody that is, yeah. I would be shocked if any of these people actually ever would do that because, okay, I'm about to make a spicy thing that you've probably never considered, but it's almost as if for these people it's easier to hide behind their keyboard. Yeah, it's almost as if these people are keyboard warriors. But maybe that's a crazy thought on my part. I do it. Well, yeah, well, right. Like I believe that you would do it because you are a normal, rational human being. You are not a keyboard warrior. Slow Mario, I do it. Yes, I believe that because you are not a keyboard warrior. You're not a troll. You actually seem to be able to operate with a basic. You have basic social awareness skills and basic logical skills. So yes, I also believe that you would do it. You are not the category of people that would be fun to be brought on. Yes, the speech is at 2:30. He may wash them. Oh, good one. That's what I mean. Like you're not trolling. You're just like so. Yeah, I believe in many of you. If I gave you the choice, you want to come on and we'll just talk back and forth. You guys would do that. That's why I actually like being here because the vast majority of you are like cool, normal people that I believe would be able to have a conversation with me. But the entertaining thing would be like, man, could you imagine getting some of these trolls on the mic? It's like they would never come on the mic. Nice job, Z3. I could call it live Dent Hour. That'd be funny. Yeah, writing can be writing's good. Yeah, so for anybody that has been tracking the concrete saga, I guess it's not quite over. I thought the guy had moved on, but apparently he's still wondering like, where's the money? Now, to be fair to this guy, my current guess is this: his guys did come over, but it was not him. I'm assuming his guys were like, yeah, boss, we took care of it. So from his point of view, I can see him saying, hey, why isn't this guy paid? It's been taken care of. So next time I talk to the guy, but again, this is what triggered this was, but I only want to talk to this guy in email because I want a paper trail. I'm not going to talk to this guy on the phone. It's got to be kept in text and email. Because to your point, yes, it is easier to construct thoughts writing them out. But also in this situation, it leaves the paper trail. So if you want, I want to avoid any he said, she said. I will communicate, hey, part of the deal was you would take care of the thing. The thing has not been taken care of. So if you have been led to believe that the thing has been taken care of because your guys told you it was, you might want to find some new employees because they lied to you. Or they have a very bad understanding of what taken care of means. Imagine having Bowser on the mic. Oh, that'd be something. That'd be something. So yeah, right there, that bounce in hindsight. Again, if you've never been there before, I'm not saying this in a bragging way because there's plenty of times where I've been very wrong. But yeah, that was certainly the right move. It just felt heavy. It was not really giving me any sort of bounce. So I cut it for, I don't know, like $100 trade. And yeah, in hindsight, that was certainly the right thing to do. I'd rather sit on my desk typing entire day rather than speak to an audience for an hour, half an hour. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like the gab. So to think that I'd gab like me typing, nah, that'd be too much. It's way easier for me to just talk. I'm actually shy in person, by the way. So if I can do this, I assure you, you can do public speaking. I am shy. Especially girls, scared of girls. But when I did my podcast, terrifying thing. I'm gonna have to talk to strangers. I have to be the one that drives the conversation with strangers. Best thing I could have ever done. Did the podcast for I don't know what, a little over 10 years. It helped me a lot. So as a shy person that is scared of girls, I promise you, if I can do what I'm doing right now, anybody can do it. Dude, I miss Walang. I can tell Greg is always bringing up Walang, so I can tell Walang had a very deep and profound impact on Greg. Just read yesterday that saw that most selling of individual stocks since COVID. Yeah, I can tell you love that dude. That language barrier, though, that it was just it was a challenge to overcome. Oh well, yeah, Jock remembers Walang. Renko charts, I don't have a thought on. I'm open to that. There's being value there. But somebody selling his own version, don't. Yeah, no. If his own version like gave some sort of true edge, I promise you, he's not selling his. I'm not. He's not going to sell his edge. I can assure you that. So Renko as a whole, I'm open to the idea that they're worthwhile. Are they going to be worthwhile for everybody? Probably not. But I am not open to the idea that somebody that, oh, I have special Renko charts, let me sell them to you. There's nothing special about it. In the world of trading, if you have something that is special, you want to keep it special. And the way you keep it special is not to sell it to everybody else, because there is something called the law of diminishing return, which will remove the specialness of it. Between yeah, exactly, Greg. So here's how the law of diminishing return works and why, if I have an indicator that works, it ultimately will no longer work. So let's just say, for argument's sake, I have an indicator, I have an algorithm, whatever you want to call it, and it does work. And then I start to, so part of it working is, okay, buy here, sell here. And again, the premise is that works. And the premise also being it works, let's just say 100% of the time. But here is where this becomes a contradiction because of the law of diminishing return. So let's say because this indicator is perfect and works all the time, I start to sell it. Well, eventually, because it works all the time, everybody is going to buy it. But now we have a problem. It no longer works. How? Well, when my indicator says to buy, what do we need in order to buy? Well, we need sellers. But if quite literally everybody in the world is being told to buy, everybody is trying to buy and there are no sellers. Now the indicator no longer works. The edge is gone, right? So that is how the law of diminishing return over time erodes the edge. Because the more people that do it, right, and I'm just taking this to the logical conclusion. If literally everybody is using that indicator and everybody is trying to buy, well, then that means there's no sellers, which means nobody can buy, which means it doesn't work anymore, right? Does that make sense? So that is why anybody that is selling something with a proclaimed edge, it 100% does not work. The people that have something that does work, they understand that law of diminishing return. They don't want it out there because it's going to diminish. It's going to erode away at the edge. But again, James, if you want to learn Renko, if you want to consider Renko and all that, cool. I've never used them, but yeah, maybe they could be very helpful. But yeah, don't go buy what that guy's selling. Yeah. Anyways. Okay, speech is about to start in a minute. So the speech is where things get very hard now, because at any moment during the course of the speech, things could just spike. So if you are choosing to trade at 2:30 until the speech is done, there is definitely a gambling aspect. Because all it takes is for him to say something, to say the wrong word, and you could get spikes in any direction. So if you're going to trade it, please at least be in a prop account. You are a crazy person if you're trading during the speech with your own funds, because at least at this moment, we knew the volatility was coming. The speech, you don't know the volatility is coming, or if there will be, but there's a threat that there will be, because he might say something wrong that the market doesn't like, or who knows, maybe he says something the market does like and it spikes. So just be aware if you're choosing to trade during the speech, please just do it in a prop account, because there is definitely some heavy gambling there. All right, he's on the podium. Do I try a little chase here for some momentum up? Again, risky trade. Try for some momentum up. Oh, holy crap. Now, I was about to press that button and I would have been, oh boy. No, that could have been bad. That was like a 40, okay, yeah, that's officially like a 60-point drop. Yeah, that would have been bad. So right there, that is my cue. I'm going to get over the property and help the guys out. So that is all I have. I appreciate everybody being here. If you enjoyed and you want to help support the stream, this is totally viewer supported. There was no sponsorship. So if you want to help keep it ad free and then just flat out keep the stream going, then save yourself some money by using code CLAY with any of these prop firms. And that it's case sensitive, so all caps. So it really is a win-win. If assuming you enjoy, then using code CLAY will not only save yourself money with any of these prop firms, but also at the same time keep a stream you enjoy, both ad-free, and then just keep the stream alive and going. So thank you for everybody that has used code CLAY and that continues to use it. I really do appreciate it. So I will be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern at the very latest on your way out. If you could smack that like button, that would be great. If you're not yet a subscriber, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, and that all helps. So thank everybody for being here. Code CLAY, all caps. Be careful here during the Fed speech, but my brain is dead, and I wanna get over to the property. So Take care. And I do actually feel a lot better. I think I've worked out a lot from the system. Today was good, responsible trading. So tomorrow, hopefully, I can get back up on the saddle. But thank you everybody for being here. Take care. Code Clay, all caps. Hit that like button.